ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust, alongside Kyle Wallace, our Wisconsin Packer. No Brad Nortman, he's skiing in the slopes somewhere in the mountain time zone.
Cool.
Utah.
Is it Utah?
Yes, it is Utah. He's in Park City.
Is that where, like, the bougie people go?
That's where the rich go to go
I was
skiing.
trying to be, like, he's not here, so I didn't want to, like,
He
Call
said
him
that's,
rich? That's a compliment.
Yeah, I mean, heck, listen, if I ever go to Park City, I go skiing with the rich, that means something went well. There's another place out there that people love to go to in Utah.
I know,
Not Salt Lake.
no,
Oh, this is Vail.
Vail.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Vail.
sorry, I'm going skiing in Vail this weekend.
That's where rich folks go. Matter of fact, Craig Carson went to Vail last year, I think, for spring break.
You don't got any money.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Alex Strofe running the show. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless talk and text line. Less is more. Now, we've talked about this before. Kyle has a Karen side to himself.
Yeah, I'm a Gemini, so there's two of us.
Maybe I'm the problem.
All I know is that I was getting mass texts. My fiance now has the flu. It went from me to my daughter to my fiance. I didn't get to any of these till 10 o'clock, and then I looked at my phone.
Real suspicious.
I don't even know why you're yelling suspicious right now. I look at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, wait, Kyle's breaking his own rule. He says, don't text me in between the hours of outside of 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., and you're texting past 10 p.m. So what the hell is going on?
Yeah, so what's going on around this mug is that we got some thieves around here. That's what we got. So I'm a hard-working man, KBN Nation, right? So what I do every single day is I put it, cool is right, Stro, is I
Cool
literally
is right.
I leave it all out on the radio. From 12 until 1, I'm doing Truth to Power 1017 The Truth. From 2 until 5, I'm doing Kyle, Brust, and Nortman right here on 94.5 ESPN, 100.5 ESPN Madison, and 1430 ESPN Beaverton. I leave it all out here. I take about 7 hours of my day to prepare and actually execute a radio show. I work harder than a lot of people upstairs. Period.
Cool.
I hope they listening too. And so yesterday, after a hard day worth of work, I come upstairs, and mind you, I usually eat lunch around 11 o'clock, Ben, because we got to find a way to eat lunch. I do a show at 12. And so when I go to eat lunch, usually I take, my stuff out the refrigerator, and I do what everybody does, grab their food. Now, yesterday, Ben and Strofe, I grab a bag like this, a Tarjay bag, right?
I see it.
I grab my bag, and I have my food in. I have my salad because, I'm on this health kick. Y'all know I did the liquid diet. Your boy's down 6 pounds. I'm looking good. My baby girl told me this morning, said, ooh, you look good. So I know I look good. I have my chicken tenders that I put in the air fryer that I cooked before I came to work. I had 2 boxes of my protein bars. You know why, Ben?
Because they're trying to put on muscle?
No, because I'm just trying to be healthier. So I bought some protein bars as well. And then I had my cashews. I had my nuts, okay? I had my nuts.
Cashews.
My cashews. I had my cashews, my little half cashews, because I'm trying to be healthy. So I take all of that out. And I realized, yesterday was the first day that we had a seating change and I no longer have an office. And I realized when I come in, you know what I was missing?
I don't know, Kyle.
I was missing my salad bowl. I was missing my salad bowl because I took it home because I don't have an office anymore, Ben. It's all started with the fact that I don't have my salad bowl. And so how am I going to mix up my salad if I don't have my salad bowl?
I don't know, Kyle.
Exactly. So I said, you know what? I got an audible. I'm going to eat something else. So I decided I'm going to eat chicken tenders. And I'm in there. I'm trying to heat up my chicken tenders. I'm talking in the office. I eat my food. I go about my day. But I made a mistake, Ben. I made the mistake of leaving my Target bag that had my salad in it, that had my unopened box, 2 of them, box of protein bars, and my already open nuts or cashews that I had eaten already. I left it on the counter. So that was around 11:30. 12 o'clock, I do a show. 1 o'clock, I do show prep. 2 o'clock, I come talk to the beautiful KBN Nation. 5 o'clock, I go upstairs. I handle business. I work. About 5:45 yesterday, I get ready to leave. And when you leave work, what do? You go and you turn your computer off. You put your jacket on. You go to the fridge. You grab your bag, right?
Yes.
I go, turn my computer off, put my jacket on. I go grab my bag, and I don't see my bag. I said, the hell is my Target bag? I open up the first fridge, nothing there. I open up the second fridge, nothing there. I open up the third fridge, nothing there. I'm like, okay, I'm tripping. I don't see my bag. So I go in the freezer. Open up the freezer, nothing there. Open up the freezer, nothing there. I'm like, what? I said, what? Did I leave? And I turn and I look at the counter bin. And I see an open box of my protein bars empty.
Oh.
I see a second box. I had 2 closed boxes of my protein bars. Only 1 protein bar left. So they ate 7 of my 8 protein bars.
Oh, wow.
7 of my 8 protein bars. And then on top of that, my cashews, right? The nuts that I brought to work, right? Nasty people done ate my damn cashews. The cashews I had on Saturday in my house when I got up out the shower, you know, clean myself and dig my hand in there. The ones I did that and lick my fingers with, these fools around the office must have ate it. Then these people ate my damn food and they threw my salad out. So they went into my bag, my Target bag that I have, right?
Yeah.
They went into my Target bag. They took the salad, threw it away, opened up the box of protein bars.
How do you know the salad was thrown away?
Because the salad gone. Where is it? You think somebody stole my salad?
I mean,
somebody may have eaten it.
Yeah, based
Somebody
off of that, somebody could have ate
If
the
one
salad.
of y'all upstairs ate my salad, I want my $3.50 back. I want my $3.50 back. Ben, I couldn't believe it. I literally said, I went upstairs and I saw it and I said, WT, you know what else? I said, what in the heck? People upstairs ate my food and I threw an absolute fit. I threw a fit, so I went on an investigation. You know what I did? I told Amy, our office administrator, when I told her, I was like, Amy, did you happen to see a Target bag by chance upstairs?
Oh, your
yesterday?
tone changed.
Yeah, well, you know, I wanted to be nice, right? Because I talked to my mama about this, my girl about this, my friend about. They gave me advice on how I should handle this because I was finna tear this mug up today.
Well, I kind of want to jump in here. My name's Ben Brust alongside
I'm
Kyle
sorry.
Wallace.
I'm just telling my story.
Yeah, no, you're telling your truth. Kyle's truth.
Speak your truth. Truth
I'm
to power,
heated.
baby.
This is all your fault.
No, dog, don't get smacked. We gonna fight. How is this my fault?
You left your bag on the counter.
So what?
Like,
It had-
you can't blame.
Put it in the fridge.
Put it in the fridge. Put it
was
away.
an accident. I left a bag that is closed.
Accident
that
or
had-
not, you left it out.
So that means you
for
go
this-
eat people's
no,
stuff?
but like you can't. You know, did you or did you not know that everyone we work with is a bunch of scoundrels? You
this
know
was-
they're scoundrels.
I'm finally in Gin Pop, and I hate it. I hate it out there. You all are loud. You all just talk to each other. You have disgusting conversations. You touch each other. I don't want to be around y'all. I want to get back in office.
Touch each
We'll
other.
get back to this in a moment.
Oh, you all don't touch each other?
Inappropriate conversations and touch each other. What do you mean by that?
Oh, I've heard language that I should not be hearing, and I know.
So do you mean like swear words?
swear words and other things? And I know some of y'all touch each other. I know for a fact.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
I
What does that
know
mean?
for a fact some of y'all around this piece touch each other.
Why are you
do you-
looking at us?
what do you
Oh,
mean by
why am I
touch
looking
each
at
other?
y'all? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Y'all don't touch anybody around these offices?
What does that mean? Define
You're
that.
making us sound like we need to go to the HR office ASAP.
So y'all, there's nobody who we work with that y'all may touch.
I still don't know what you're asking.
Does anybody here talk to anybody that they work with?
Talk to
Relationship maybe?
yeah. But
Yes. So
My-
y'all
my
be
girlfriend-
touching.
my
Y'all be
girlfriend works here, but
Y'all
I
be
don't-
I have
touching.
never
today.
touched.
not in the office.
Oh, stop it! Please stop it! Stop it! Anyways, the whole point is y'all just disgust me. Everybody disgusts me.
Did he see you and your baby macking or something? Is that what he's getting at?
Everybody around this mug is
You're not-
disgusting.
Anyway, back to your food.
You're the problem.
I'm not the problem. I'm not. Listen,
You
I'm-
left your food out and you're yelling. You just wasted KBN Nation's 9
I
minutes
didn't
on the
waste
radio
anything. No,
yelling about how you left a bag with cashews and protein bars. And typically, Strofe,
Close.
I don't know about you, Strofe, but typically when I see things on the Cafe Island,
in a bag.
typically things on the Cafe Island are community-based.
So
I
y'all-
haven't seen anything left out for over 5 hours that has not been community-based on that Cafe Island.
We had bagels on the island yesterday to celebrate moving day.
Those
Kyle
were
moved to
boxed.
Gen Pop.
Those were boxed, and then people opened them up and ate them.
There was an email that was sent out to let people know they can eat the bagels. There was not an email that was sent out to tell anybody they should go through they should open up a Target bag, take the salad, throw it into the garbage, and take the boxes out and open up the boxes and just leave me one, and then start eating cashews. I caught people today eating the damn cashews.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Vince Vitrano eating cashews. Just, I said,
How was he not supposed to know that they were fair game?
I said, Vince, I hope you like the taste of those nuts. I hope you do. I hope you like the taste of them. I told him, and I looked
You know
at
what,
him.
Kyle? The funny thing is, just because you think that you putting your fingers in your mouth and reaching for cashews bothers you,
I put my fingers more in my mouth, player.
I would
home.
eat all those cashews and have no issue.
Oh, cool. 'Cause I was at home in my drawers.
There's another problem here. I'm pretty sure baby girl bought you something. At one
Thank
point.
you, Strofe.
So
Didn't she buy you a gift? You
What
told
was
her
a
to return?
Christmas gift that you told her you didn't want?
in my defense,
What
okay,
was the gift?
It was a It was a lunch bag.
Oh, interesting.
And so maybe if in your lunch bag you had a salad and cashews and protein bars, nobody would open up your lunch bag. But when you see a Target bag, you think it's just community.
You idiots upstairs. Everybody's a damn idiot. If you think you could just go through a bag that has a bag, it was salad in a bag that you have to open up. What person in their right mind looks in a bag and says, I see salad in here. I see closed boxes.
So
this
Kyle,
is for the community. Everybody have some.
So as I see on the talking text line, the Carbless talking text line, it's all fun and games to you until someone eats your nuts?
Basically, and I hope y'all like the taste of it.
Cashews?
Yeah, they were delicious. Very, very delicious. But, shout out to
high protein nut.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, now. But shout out to
Joshua with the greatest point right now.
Oh, what is Joshua?
Hardworking men have a lunchbox.
Not this one.
By the way, this is like, I gave Kyle the floor because I really, truly believe that he's in the wrong here.
No, because you don't like me.
I heard you for about 10 minutes.
I'm not in the wrong. You shouldn't eat people's stuff, period.
Kyle, you need to be an adult and buy a lunchbox. Something about a Target bag on the table seems like fair game.
With a salad bag in it?
Look, I'm just reading all of the texts.
This is an atrocity. It is.
Kyle,
yesterday was a very sad day.
While I believe you are still a little bit at fault, not fully at fault, I've decided I'm going to help you.
You going to help me how? You going to send the email shout out to Amy for sending the email. She's on my good side. Let everybody know, don't touch my stuff ever again.
No, but I have broken out my magnifying glass and my Sherlock Holmes hat. I'm going to play detective for you today.
You going to find who did it?
I'm going to find who did it.
Because when I find out who did it, there's a couple people on the list, and Ben's number 1 on the list because he's been real silent about it.
I actually wish I would have ate all that stuff.
Real silent. I'm going to tell you this right now. When I find out who did it, who done it, they're going to have to holler at me. I'm telling you this absolutely right now. I'm charging people up.
All right.
I'm going to ask somebody, what in the Lord's name, why would you do something so stupid such as go through somebody else's stuff?
Why would you do so stupid and not have a lunchbox and leave a Target bag with everything to eat?
It was an
Detective
accident.
Strofe, I'm so sorry that this person had to put in extra work for Kyle's mistake, but let's see if you figured it out.
When I received notice that Kyle Wallace was rather upset by the happenings of Monday afternoon, I had to break out my magnifying glass and turn into Detective Strofe, which I don't like to do often. First up on the suspect list is the office administrator, who mans the front desk of our offices. This morning, I simply asked her, "Did you move Kyle's food yesterday?" Her response? "No." After quickly dismissing me, the office administrator sent the following email to the entire office. Yesterday, a Target bag was left on the island with a bag of salad, a box of snacks, and a can of cashews. By the end of the day, the snacks had been taken out for everyone to eat. However, this bag was actually left behind by one of our teammates, Kyle Wallace, by accident. This is just another reminder that this is a shared space and we all need to be respectful of each other. Does this admit guilt, or does this clear the office administrator of the accusations?
Oh, wow.
Will Detective Strofe give up on the case?
No. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman
Kyle, I think you're doing a good job getting it all off your chest.
I love Matt LaFleur.
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. The Green and Gold Championship window is on the clock.
To me, their window is now wide open. From here on out, they have the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl.
The countdown to the NFL draft in Green Bay is on.
Goody has to start figuring out his first-round draft picks. Goody's inability to nail the first-round draft pick is what is keeping this team from being a true Super Bowl contender.
Green and Gold off-season talk right here. 94.5 ESPN and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct, and they have the Love Your Windows sale going on now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. It's the perfect way to save big. Schedule your free in-home estimate today.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank. Check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare. Wow.
With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid in a combo or in third-party delivery platforms.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Next up for Detective Strofe, there was only one place to go. Up. I went straight to the leadership in this building to get some answers for my friend Kyle Wallace. First up was known nut lover and ESPN Milwaukee content director Brian D., who seemingly only deflected when pressed on what happened to Kyle's lunch.
I did not eat any nuts. I had no nuts. You're nuts.
Then it was straight to the big boss, market manager Greg Scalzo, who had no clue what I was talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Did you eat the cashews?
What cashews? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The boss then took to mocking, mimicking, and making fun of Kyle Wallace, who is the victim in this scenario.
All I know about Kyle Wallace and salad is he eats it out of a bowl that's like the popcorn bowl that every family has and also serves as the puke bowl when kids get sick. He eats it out of there every day, but no, I don't eat lunch.
Even if the higher-ups won't help, Detective Strofe will. There will be answers. There will be consequences.
That was really well done, Alex Strofe.
I believe in you, Strofe. We're going to find out who stole my stuff.
Just going right to the upper management where Greg Scalzo could give two bleeps about Kyle's situation.
I get done recording him. He goes, "What the hell was that?" I go, "Read your email."
Oh, man, that is so good. 800-990-3776. For those who missed it, Kyle's gone Karen on everyone because he had a Target bag full of salad, protein bars, and cashews that
unopened.
No, you said you were eating them all weekend.
The cashews were open. The other ones were unopened.
7 of the 8 protein bars gone. Poof.
Gone.
Mutilated by the scoundrels.
Does that mean you ate one?
I ate it this morning. I did. I sure did.
You had the last one?
Yeah.
Had to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it because I wanted to taste how they taste. They don't taste too good.
Aaron in Fredonia chimes in on the situation. I take my lunch in a grocery bag every day. No one has ever ate out of it. I'm with Kyle.
Yeah, you work with some people who got some damn sense.
Also, we got many here. Relax, Kyle. You gather all the information before you start snapping, okay? Andy chimes in. Ever hear of writing your name on your food? Good point, Andy. Dave from Aaron. Kyle, you looking, gosh darn it, Ben.
Did you just talk down to yourself?
I sure did. I meant to read Brian in the South Side. I don't care where it is. If it's in a bag, you leave it alone. Do you take things out of someone's grocery bag at the store? Nope. Brian on Milwaukee's South Side.
Preach, Brian. Preach.
Healthy snacks for the office? That's not Karen. That's caring.
I hope they like how my nuts taste.
It was more so the protein bars. What are you most upset about? The salad, the protein bars, or the cashews?
Well, I'm most upset about the disrespect of somebody having the audacity to put their hands in somebody else's stuff and then open it up and offering it out to everybody like they Santa Claus. But I'm actually most upset about the protein bars. The protein bars, because I'm on a health kick, man. I literally went to the store, Tarjay, and I looked and I said, "Ooh, baby, I'm gonna try these." I bought 2 boxes. That was my breakfast.
Yeah, again, like I go back to Kyle's wonderful baby girl, as he calls her, got him a lunchbox, and if he had a lunchbox, this whole thing could have been avoided. Also, if he didn't forget it on the area in which everyone eats the food community style, family style, this wouldn't have happened. So 2 reasons as to why this is your fault. Yeah, as Cody said, you should turn Kyle's mic off for as long as that horrible story was.
Cody, go kick rocks. How about that?
No, Cody, keep on coming at Kyle because I love when you come at
Cody,
Kyle.
you're kicked out of KBN Nation. You're just part of the regular
so now
community.
because you're mad about something that you did, you're taking it out on people who are engaging in your horrible story.
Cody, I'm putting you out of KBN Nation as if my leg is Brad Nortman's.
And Brad,
expelled
all the way from Utah, just punted him back in.
No, Brad was with me. He said, "What? Wow, this office, I tell you." Shout out to Brad. He supports me.
He's an OG. I have to draw the line somewhere, and you blaming everyone for something that was avoidable to me is really
It was avoidable. It's just you mind your own business. Have you ever heard mind your own business? Like, have you ever heard of people just saying, I don't know whose this is. I'm gonna leave it alone. Like, what idiot left their stuff out? Now, what idiot left their stuff out? Let me take advantage of them.
Where's the name on the bag?
I don't need a name on a bag. The box was closed. The salad was closed.
I'm curious if Diana McGuanago, your number 1 fan, is here for Kyle.
Hey,
Kyle,
Dirty D.
excuse me, Diana, are you here for Kyle?
I need you, Dirty D.
Oh, yes, I am. It doesn't matter if it had Kyle's name. Why does it have to have a name on it? If it ain't yours, don't eat it.
Dang, Skippy.
Thank you, Diana in McGuanago, Kyle's number 1 fan.
No, she just telling the truth. She be preaching. She absolutely preaching. I'm right there with her. I'm just disappointed. Again, I'm disappointed in this office. Nobody will ever be looked at the same. Everybody will be looked at as a suspect. Matter of fact, I was looking around at the office. There's a guy that we work with. I don't know if I should say his name or not. Really hard to say last name. I seen him, and I he looked like a suspect. He looked like somebody that was
Okay, so now you're profiling.
Yep, profiling a lot of people.
John chimes in. Kyle's right. The stuff was clearly not up for grabs. Your coworkers need to check themselves. Eddie chimes in. Hey, guys, are you excited for Brewers baseball? Any predictions? Sorry, off topic. First time texting in. Well, you're welcome to text in anytime on the Carlos Talking text line. And, Eddie, if you missed it, we have a pool of, it's up to $800 that I will be going to Potawatomi Casino Hotel tomorrow as part of the Brewers over 83.5 wins. Kyle has not given me any money.
I can't afford to do it.
Because you got to buy protein bars
I
and
got to
salad.
save up. That was $20 down the drain. Everybody else ate my money.
Or you could invest 20 in the Brewers over 83.5, and then you'll get paid $38 back on top of the 20 you invested in this bet. Again, I cannot take any of these from KBN Nation, but I can say if you would like to join us on this bet, you can go over to Potawatomi Casino Hotel and place the bet yourself, because every time the Brewers have an over-under, it hits the over. It's like 60% of the time it works every time. Over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Strofe.
That's Detective Strofe to you, Benny.
Detective Strofe.
Kyle, in the first segment, you referenced a teammate of ours, morning host in 620 WTMJ, Vince Vitrano.
Yeah, Vinny Vitrano. He's a one you got to look out for.
What'd he do?
Well, just like short kings do, they usually put their hands where they ain't supposed to be because they're trying to prove something. And Vince Vitrano was snooping around, and this morning I walk upstairs and I see him with his nasty hands inside of my can of nuts.
Here is Vince Vitrano's case for him being innocent.
When I encountered the cashews in question, they were in their own container and they were not contained in any sort of external packaging. So they were just out on the counter.
How were they?
Really good, man. Yes.
You'd go back for seconds?
Absolutely. I know. I finished them off.
Hey, Vinny finished off them nuts. Let's go. He ate all of them, Kyle. They're gone forever. You know, I just got a text from somebody who manages the teammate administrator that you mentioned will be looking out for you.
Oh, yeah, I like the teammate administrator.
Literally every day, someone leaves food on the counter because the counter is for teammates to share food. So if it was on the counter, it was deemed shareable.
Yeah, a salad shareable. Okay, I want to see the teammate handbook on that one. Please share the teammate handbook.
I'm just saying, you're losing a lot of steam here fast.
Teammate handbook, what I want to see. Matter of fact,
I actually love that Vince Vitrano from Wisconsin's Morning News on 620 WTMJ just played it perfect. He said they were not in a special container. They were out in the shareable area, and they were very good, and he finished them off, as he is a notorious
So somebody really stole my salad?
I don't know what happened to the salad. Well, that's the biggest mystery.
Here's my repercussion. This is what I did today because I no longer care about anything that has to do with decorum in this office. I decided I'm bringing me some crab croquet cakes today, and I heated it up in the office today and ate it. Ate it so the whole place smelled like fish. I did that, and I do it again.
Out of spite?
Out of spite.
I got to be honest.
I woke up extra early today.
I respect the hell out of that.
I woke up extra early today since nobody cares about anything.
You are a petty individual.
That's fine.
I respect it.
You are a petty individual.
And guess what? I know these interns that we got, they probably put their little grubby hands on my stuff. I had an intern ask me last week, hey, how many donuts can we have? I said, usually one, maybe two. And I said, you know what? I'm not eating donuts. You can have mine. Anytime I see donuts, subs, anything free upstairs, if y'all see me with 3 or 4 of them things, don't say nothing. I'm saying I'm getting mine because it's owed to me.
So this is the salad thing has now become the topic of conversation here. When the salad is on the counter, do you toss a salad? Kyle wins. Nobody leaves a salad on the community counter to eat. But then Complicated Fellow chimes in with just the simplest question: who leaves salad on the counter unrefrigerated?
An idiot who has multiple things he has to do. He's moving around fast. Listen, I made a bad decision.
Can you take some ownership?
I said I made a mistake. I'm a busy man. I'm speaking to the truth from 12 to 1. I'm speaking to KBN Nation from 2 until 5. I'm show prepping from 1 until 2. I'm in meetings before that. I'm in a meeting that you guys aren't in because you're not part of leadership or management. But I'm in meetings that, I got to be a part of. I got a busy day.
Yeah, we still have our life together more that we're not having our food eaten by other individuals.
I got too much going on. I had to scarf down my food today because I had to eat before the show.
Well, I know what Brad Nortman would do, and that is exactly how he'd wash it down. No matter what he ate, no matter what happened, he would go home with a smile, unlike you, who's still 24 hours later begrudgingly coming back to this place, heating up crab cakes to make it smell horrible.
Yep. Got some more for
You're
that.
a petty individual. Brad Nortman, Invisible Brad, what would you do?
Well, KBN Nation, wherever I am on the globe, I'm enjoying a carbless in my hand, which is what I'm doing right now. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 gluten. That means 0 guilt. 100 calories per can and made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. It's going to satisfy that tequila, vodka, rum cocktail that you're craving, that I'm craving. They've already changed the game when it comes to all of their flavors, all the different vodka, rum, tequila cocktails, whether it comes to lime or black raspberry, or the classic cocktails like margarita and Moscow Mule. But listen to this, the 5 new flavors of 2025. Mango, love me some mango, and the Tropical Bliss 4-pack. Grapefruit, blood orange, watermelon, raspberry. I've tried them. I love them all. No surprise there. Carbless knocks it out of the park once again. They're going to make any night that you want to kick back, relax, just like me, a night to remember. Go out there, try the Tropical Bliss package, the new mango flavor. There's so much more, continuing to show why less is more with Carbless.
Packer Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, he's a detective, and he'll answer Kyle's very pressing Packers question next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I feel like KBN Nation would agree, Kyle, that Ben has most of the issues on this panel.
I would agree that I have the most flaws on this show as well. Brad's freaking perfect.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Picture it. Beautiful plants, freshly mowed lawn, crisply edged flower beds, and your grilling dinner out on an incredible back patio. Landworks Wisconsin is ready to plan your green space. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all your landscaping needs. Their team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
When that nonstop pain starts swelling up in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back, that's when you know it's time to go to QC Kinetics. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. My experience with QC Kinetics has been unbelievable. When I went there myself, I was amazed at the state-of-the-art treatments and how they met me exactly where I was in diagnosing me and putting on a personal path toward recovery. When I hear all the testimonials of people going to QC Kinetics that finally get rid of their pain, it's unbelievable to hear that they are experiencing a new life after their treatment with QC Kinetics. Their ability to use cutting-edge regenerative treatments, including PRP, plasma, platelets, things that you only hear about theoretically, but when you can see with your own two eyes, you see why they are the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. If you're finally ready to get rid of that joint pain and start living the life that you want to in 2025, call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella windows and doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Mark Tauscher on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is brought to you by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is the Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher. Listen to Tausch weekdays 9 to noon across these very stations. No Brad Nortman. Just Ben Brust.
You forgot your name? What's
No,
happening?
just Ben Brust. It's called a pregnant pause.
That was a long pregnant. That's a pregnant pause.
It was a pregnant pause. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Trophy running the show. What's up, old T?
What's good? Hey, is Strophy being a bad friend by not watching Matt? You guys are in studio, so I understand you got work to do, but he's on. Wildy's texting me that he's curling with his sister, and I don't know how they're doing. And I asked Strophy, and he said, I don't know, man. Curling's not my thing.
Oh, wow. I didn't know Matt Hamilton was...
Way to put my business on the street, Tausch.
Everything's content. You should know that, Strophy.
Wait,
Yeah, Strophy.
where's he curling at?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Sounds like Tausch is being a bad teammate.
Is he
That's just my
representing
take on it.
America?
Yeah, why are you on with Kyle, Brust, and Nortman and not watching?
But I'm not sitting in a studio, and I know that studio down there in Milwaukee. It's beautiful, bunch of TVs.
Do we have
What else
Peacock
would you
here?
guys be
I
watching
guarantee
right now?
our cheap company don't have Peacock.
I was on Peacock.
Yeah. So I can't watch it because I'm an anti-peacocker. So I can't watch it even if I wanted to.
What a sentence that was.
Anti-peacocker. Is that because of, like, you had to draw the line at the amount of streaming services?
Exactly. It was the last of the last. And then when I did try it, Saved by the Bell, which I love, one of my all-time favorite shows, they ended up charging extra to watch Saved by the Bell. And that's when I threw my hands up and I said, I'm good.
It never stops. It never stops.
Principle. You know what, Tausch? I am a man who loves men and women of principle. I love that. You know what? You're not going to rip me off. I'd rather pull the plug.
At some point, you just got to say enough, right? We do.
When did we just go back to, like, cable? Like, is that our best option? No, it's not, because you need all these other things. Like, I had this idea, and it was a long time ago. It was back when you and I were working in the same office, and I was like, we need, like, the the Expedia or the Kayak of, like, streaming services, where it could show everything you could get. They could bundle them together. Because now, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I need one for one show. And if it's just the one show, then what do I need? Like, there's got to be a better solution.
You know, it's called cable. And we all complained about it for years. And I don't think it's going to happen, brother. I don't know if somebody at some point will just bundle everything together. But then what's that price point going to be? And then you're going to get internet. It's a complex deal. And I'm
you
sure
see Netflix is looking at picking up some Sunday NFL games?
Yeah, I think, I thought Netflix did a good job with their Christmas games and with the Mike Tyson fight. I'm on board.
Mike Tyson fight was kind of, it was glitchy.
But for their first run at it and
I couldn't watch it, Tausch. It was glitchy. It kept spinning.
Well, you just had to back it up a little bit. You could watch it.
Okay. All right.
Press pause, let it buffer. It's his first time.
Did you need to watch the whole thing, like, in live? It was, I don't know. I didn't have as bad of an experience.
I was buffering on Mike Tyson's butt cheeks. I didn't like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of butt cheeks going on there. No doubt about that. But, yeah, I mean, I think that's obviously, and then whether or not somebody's going to get a Super Bowl that's in the streaming world, who knows?
That sound is when we go over to the sports desk of Alex Strofe, who's probably going to give us an update on Matt Hamilton because you made him feel like he needs to.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening. Hamilton tied 6-6 with Weldon and Franey. They're playing in the 8th end right now.
What the hell does that even mean?
Tausch, you're the curling guy on the panel. Translate that for us.
I am not. 8th end, I think there's 10 ends. And Jesse
so
told me
you're going to come up in here and tell me I'm a bad friend. You don't even know what ends are?
Well, at least he knew he was competing.
I've told you many times but I think Jesse told me this morning that there's no way the Hamiltons can lose. So I think he jinxed them.
Didn't you say that about the Badgers this morning, too?
They're not going to lose tonight.
No, not tonight. Didn't you say they were going to win the national championship this morning?
No. I said they're a Final Four team is what I said. I didn't say anything about national championship. I said Final Four.
Very excited.
Tausch, how much college basketball have you watched outside the Badgers for you to make that
Hardly
statement?
any.
I love that by you.
Hardly any.
I love it. They beat Purdue on Saturday on the road.
To the Final Four.
50-plus points in the second half. To the Final Four.
Auburn who?
That is some old tea if I know some old tea.
Listen, man, I'm a fan of Greg Garden, Wisconsin hoops. I want them to win. So,
I love it.
I'm on board.
I love it. They have the potential.
By the way,
but there's a lot of good teams out there.
Like you're breaking down stuff. You don't have a clue. I mean, let's be honest. You don't think they can make the Final Four? This team's multiple. They score better than almost any team we had. Yes, their defense isn't great, but they are multiple. They can score. Matt LePay joined us yesterday, told us all about.
They are multiple?
Special. They can score
multifaceted? Like, what are we looking for here?
What do you mean?
They are multiple.
They have multiple ways to beat you.
Okay, they got it.
No, they got a big.
I didn't realize I had to spell out. Every last second of any sentence that I'm saying.
Old T, you're a smart guy. Usually you're pretty good at sharing with the audience your feelings, but when you say they are multiple, Strofe and I are looking at each other. What the hell is multiple?
Multifaceted, multiversatile,
But if I left that off because I'm, figuring you're going to jump in and tell me that I don't know college basketball, which I'm not sitting here trying to tell you I'm an expert on college basketball. I'm telling you I've watched a lot of Wisconsin games, and I like the cut of this squad. That's all I'm saying.
They do have some chops, to take a
They're
word
multiple.
from Mark
Very
Tauscher.
multiple.
They got to get more from Stephen Crow. Until then, I don't expect anything.
Yeah.
Winter's been pretty good.
It's not about
That's
Winter
one guy.
being good,
He's
and
been
we are
pretty
excited
good.
about Nolan Winter joining Jim, Matt, and Molly, which
Excited about it. Great.
it's on Twitter, dude.
It's the Jump Around
Yeah, it's on
podcast, not
Twitter,
Jim,
right?
Matt, and Molly.
Jump
Around podcast.
Oh, Jump Around podcast. Dang, I'm not really good at reading either. But Taushi, no, look, I'm with you. They are Final Four potential, but they're not. I wouldn't pick them to go to the Final Four.
Well, we haven't even. First off, there's no bracket out. So yeah, I'm saying they have the opportunity to do it. They're good enough. They're strong enough. And gosh darn it, people like them. So
All
yeah,
right.
let's take a shot.
Hey.
I like it. A little optimism. We need a little optimism around here.
I like the fight they've shown. I don't believe it, but you know what? I like the fight.
So Tausch, where I'm struggling as it pertains to the Green Bay Packers is trying to figure out what kind of offseason this is going to be. Because 2019 felt like an anomaly, right? The 4 free agent signings. Then in 2024, you get 2 dynamite free agent signings. Kyle has set such high expectations for this offseason. He's kind of combined 2024 and 2019, and I'm scared that he's setting his expectations a little too high for Goody and what he will do. Do you get a sense of a trade? Because that's not something that they typically do, that they'll execute. Do you get a sense that they'll get 1 or 2 premier free agents? What's the Tausch radar got going on for Goody as a Goot stan?
Here's what I would say. I think you're going to see 1 big cannonball. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't think you're going to see multiple, as this has kind of been the word of the day. I think it's going to be 1 big play. I don't know if that's going to be a trade, if that's going to be Devontae, whatever that's going to be. And then I think you're going to see them do what they do. They're going to try and find guys that maybe are a little undervalued, maybe haven't gotten the opportunity, younger players that can maybe grow into a bigger role. That's how I see this. So it's not going to be 2019. We don't have the holes that we had in 2019. We're not going to have the cap
You don't think we have
space.
some
We
got
have holes, Kyle, but it's not the same.
That's true.
That team
That's true.
couldn't beat a 1-10 Arizona Cardinal team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just different. And to act as if it's not, I think you're kind of being crazy. So it's going to be I think everybody here would be happy if you see 1 big splash. You get the big splash, and then from there you just try to solidify, and then it's going to be draft, and it's going to be keeping your own guys, because there are going to be a lot of places that you're going to have to pay guys, and you can't sit and just spend and think that you'll be able to dig out of it. You also have to keep in mind this is a roster that you're hoping you have some core players that you're going to want to pay, and you can't go and just go pay every free agent top dollar if you're going to try and keep some of the guys that you feel like are good players.
I hear you on that one, but talking about guys that you thought were good players and once were good players, Tausch, has the Packers and Jaire Alexander come to the end of the road here?
Yes.
Yep.
You know the answer to that question. Rob Domofsky just wrote an article about it.
And so I guess my biggest frustration is letting Jaire just walk. Is there any frustration that you have? Looking at a guy who was so talented, a guy who other teams still see value in, just letting him walk. Does that sit right with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's the NFL, man. Like, you got good years from him. When he was out playing, he was a really good player. And then I think that injury, unfortunately, that shoulder injury a couple of years ago really set him back, and I think it changed the kind of the course of what could have been with Jaire. So I'd love to sit here and tell you that it's BS and no. But this is the reality of the NFL, and you got years from him, and yeah, you'd love to get first-round picks and everything else. He's injured. He has not been able to stay healthy, and nobody is going to give up first, second-round picks for a guy that has been unable to play a consistent amount of games. So this is the NFL. It's disappointing, but I'm not mad about anything. It's injuries happen. Okay. And you have to adjust and kind of figure out what to do next.
So what do the Packers do next at corner, though?
They do what he just said. I mean, probably pick up a guy and get some depth.
I think you pick up a veteran guy that maybe is undervalued a little bit, and then you draft. I think you have to try and find the next Jaire, because I don't think there's a ton of is Darius Slay going to be available? Is that a one-year guy that you're thinking? I'm open to whatever can improve that room. But I don't think you're going to get a Xavier McKinney type as a corner. The teams aren't going to let that happen.
I agree.
You'd think they wouldn't. And so you have to kind of piece this together. And I would say you have to look at this from many different options as far as draft, free agency, develop the young guys you have, and maybe it'll be Valentine. I don't know what you do with Stokes, but you're definitely going to add a couple bodies to that room.
Talking with old T, Mark Tauscher, Packer Hall of Famer with us, and Kyle Brust and Nortman, no Nortman. Now, Tauscher, I have gathering some fun content teammates, office teammates to be a part of the over 83.5 over at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. I just would like to offer, if you would like to be a part of it, we have about $800. You would get your full percentage of whatever you put in to our bet that we will be placing tomorrow, because they always overachieve. I'm listening to different things from everyone as it pertains to Pat Murphy and the Brewers team and the pitching laboratory that they continue to have. Over 83.5. Are you in the KBN Brewers over? You get your money back. Don't worry. You can trust me.
Let me take a long look tonight at I know they didn't do a ton when it comes to off-season stuff, but Yelly's going to be back, and there's going to be a lot of emotion.
Woodruff.
I will text you. You have to feel like yes, right? You have to feel like yes.
I mean, yes. Basically, 84 or above, obviously, is going to win you their money. The thing with them is, think about how they won 90-plus games, losing Burns, no Devin Williams half the season. They lose D.L. Hall. Woodruff was supposed to come back, did not. They still found a way to be competitive.
Garrett Mitchell was out. Christian Yelich
it's right there. If you believe in Pat Murphy and you believe in the team doing something for you, and I can give you a quick look around the division. The Cardinals didn't spend any freaking money. The Reds are blah. Pittsburgh has good pitching. It's you or the Cubs right now for the division. I would say we could even look at the division, but I'm looking straight at the over 83.5.
I like where your head's at. Let me. I will text you my answer, but I would think yes. It seems like it makes a ton of sense.
Do it for you.
Old T, anything you got for us?
That's all I got for you, baby.
Hey,
I'm
real
just ready
quick.
to go watch. I'm ready to go watch some Badgers and their quest.
I thought you were going to say you'll watch some curling.
OTK, is it ITP in what? IPT.
ITP.
It's IPT to get his acronym wrong.
All right. Is it IPT for somebody to open up somebody else's lunch that was left on the counter?
You're lacking so much context.
Ooh.
He left it in the shared space. There was cashews, unopened protein bars, and he left it in the area that everyone
Salad.
eats shared food. And he's blaming everyone, and I can't deal with it.
Is it in poor taste to open up somebody else's bag and throw their salad out and eat the rest?
No, I don't think so.
Thank you. It's been nice talking to you today. See you next week.
You can't handle the truth.
Thanks, old T.
You can't handle the truth.
On to the next one.
What
hell does he know? Talking about the Badgers going to the Final Four. Old T don't know what the hell he's talking about today.
Oh, wow.
He don't.
So when someone disagrees with you, you lash out on their takes.
Yeah, I be honest. I'm honest. I'm nice until I'm not.
You've worked with them for how long? You knew this already.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Kyle?
When somebody disagrees with him, he lashes out.
Yeah, he's a big lash out guy.
But sue your ass.
One thing I got to tell you is, Strofe, where do you think you'll be in 6 years?
30? 32?
I'll be 32. I would guess I'll be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Wife, kids?
Oh, wow.
Probably a wife, and yeah, we'd probably be starting the family at that point, I would guess.
Kyle, what about you?
6 years old as dirt, pushing 40. If I should be married by then, Lord willing. If I ain't married by then, my life went wrong. Probably a couple babies. I love my girl, but I ain't spending $3 on her.
A lot can happen in 6 years. I'll ask you, Strofe, where do you think I'll be in 6 years?
You will be coaching your daughter's basketball team.
Maybe I will be, because she would be 7 years old, maybe qualifying. And what I know is I already did this. I already worked with Gina Della from Pella. 6 years. We talk about 60 months. Try 72 months. This is hot off the press from Gina Della from Pella. You go from changing diapers to coaching your daughter's basketball team in 6 years. That's how long you can pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin at 0%. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Zero. It doesn't matter. It's zero for 72 months. The offer will end, with certain restrictions applying, March 8th, 2025. So, you heard me. It is February 18th. And I started teasing this for you guys. Gina was going to bring it on Valentine's Day. She brings it all the time. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com. That is PellaWI.com. And it always comes with a 10-year labor warranty. And that is always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. 6 years to pay off brand new windows and doors at 0% interest. Call her, 855-PELLA-WI. Gina Della from Pella is the GOAT. And the word GOAT gets tossed around way too much, but she really is the GOAT. I don't know what's happening at 3 o'clock for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Kyle doesn't either.
Do I find out next?
You'll find out a little bit next, yes.
All right.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Kyle, I love you.
Can't say the same.
That's fair.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct. February is here and love is in the air, but if you're not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution with their Love Your Windows sales event. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. Need 4 windows, you pay for 2. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. Schedule your free in-home estimate or visit universalwindowsdirect.com, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Each year, more than 23,000 kids experience cardiac arrest, and nearly 20% are infants. Every second counts in a cardiac emergency. Did you know performing CPR on a child or infant can double or even triple their chances of survival? This Heart Month, the American Heart Association and 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee urge you to learn child and infant CPR and be ready to save the lives of those you love. Know CPR so you are ready when you bring your baby home, ready as your child grows, and ready when it matters most. To learn more, visit heart.org.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. Again, that's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Are you tired of debit cards with no rewards? When you switch to Educators Credit Union, you can count on earning major rewards on your everyday purchases. Join and start earning today at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Fingers come in different sizes.
It's one of the first things you learn as a jeweler.
And a ring can only be sized up or down a little bit.
Which means it's a really good thing to know your ring size.
And it's an even better thing to know their ring size.
This is why we're announcing
the Ring Size Registry at Kessler's.
We're doing it as a public service. It's completely free.
Free. Isn't that a great price?
Here's how it works.
Just drop into any Kessler's Diamonds location and tell one of the owners that you'd like to know your ring size.
Kessler's is an employee-owned company, so whoever greets you at the door is an owner.
They'll determine your ring sizes and add them to our Ring Size Registry.
Then, when someone wants to know your ring size...
Because, you know, maybe they want to surprise you.
All they have to do is call or stop into Kessler's.
Surprises can be fun, don't you think?
We're happy to do this for you, even if you don't buy a ring from us.
But after you take a look around, we think you probably will. Visit KesslersDiamonds.com for a location near you and register your ring sizes today.
Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Well, it's been quite the journey to get to where we started back in August or September. Yeah, September of 2023, the start of Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Alex Strofe was not with us originally producing the show. I got off to a really hot start. My record was shooting up the skies. A lot of people were very confused. Cool. How is Ben Brust winning, and are you smarter than Ben Brust?
Yeah, I was confused too. Took it personal.
Alex Strofe took it personal as well. He, like, when I would win, he would be so upset. Like, to the point where he forgot if it was, like, funny or not. Like, if it at least was, like, a funny Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? He would just be mad if I won.
Yeah, I lost sight of the goal for a while there, yeah.
You finally caught up. You got me to 500. We danced. We danced, babe. We danced for a while, back and forth, above, one game under, back to tied for like 5 weeks straight. Now I've been underneath a little bit.
Yeah, 26, 29, and 9, your record today.
At one point, about 6-7 weeks ago, we were at Brewtown Trading Co. Brad Nortman messed up. He got suspended because he messed up. He gave the answer in the question. And that threw everyone in KBN Nation to put this whole thing under investigation. We suspended Brad Nortman, and then it became Alex Strofe writing the questions, me, the caller, while Kyle and Brad sat here in the studio for 15 minutes just chirping me the entire time.
Fun times.
We brought in the question czar, Jackie. Jackie did a great job with 620 WTMJ, our sister station's trivia nights. So we're like, you know what? She's a professional. We'll bring her in. Unfortunately, this happened.
In which city would you find the Parthenon? In which city would you find the Parthenon?
She would not have figured out Parthenon if there was not a special button that Alex Strofe has to talk in your ear and let her know. So then Strofe had to soft fire Jackie, which was really just firing Jackie and telling her she was on retainer. Brad comes back from vacation. All right, Brad, it's been 5 weeks. You ready to step up to the plate? Let's see what Brad did.
What is the process of harvesting crops called?
We had this pass.
The answer was harvesting.
The answer was harvesting. 5 weeks later, the text line blows up. YouTube's confused. We're confused. Brad messed up the same way that he messed up 5 weeks before being suspended.
Got fired
now,
again.
You get suspended for making a mistake. You get fired if you come back and make the same mistake twice.
That's true. He should know that. He played in the NFL.
So now I don't know where we are. This leads me to going to Alex Strofe after Tuesday's show and saying, this is your problem. You need to fix this. Where are we?
All right. It is my problem, and I am trying to fix it. However, there will be no permanent fix, at least not for now.
Okay.
We are going to bring in special guest readers every week. Never the same reader 2 weeks in a row.
Live every time?
Live, in person sometimes. Maybe they'll be in Madison. Maybe they'll be in New York. Maybe they'll be in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
I have the next month booked out already.
Oh, wow. Whoa. Tryouts.
No tryouts. Well, kind of tryouts.
Kind of tryouts. I feel like the Joker there in The Dark Knights. We're going to have tryouts.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody, KBN Nation will love them. I don't know if some people might be hated.
Tryout.
So we are going to kick off the special guest reader edition of Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust coming up next with a special guest reader.
Oh!
Call or what?
And it is not Kyle or I. I will put that out there right away. Kyle's not reading. I'm not reading. Let's go caller 14 for the 2014 Final Four team. Caller 14 right now at 800-990-3776. You get to be a part of Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust history with the very first special guest reader. Caller 14 right now on the Carbless Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776.
All right, I'm going to leave. I have no idea who's going to be reading the questions. I have no idea if they're even in this building right now. 800-990-3776. Caller 14 for Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? You get 15 questions in 90 seconds. I look forward to seeing what happens next. Caller 14, 800-990-3776. Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? In 2 minutes.
At the Knickerbocker Hotel, we believe your stay should be as convenient and luxurious as possible. Whether you're planning a small meeting or a special event, our versatile space is perfect for any occasion. Start your day with a delicious meal at the Knick Restaurant and Bar, or unwind at the Knick Salon and Spa. Wanting to stay active? Their 24-hour fitness center is always available. If you need something custom-made or alterations made, there's a tailor on site. The Knickerbocker, where every detail is designed with your comfort in mind. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockerontheLake.com.
When that nonstop pain starts swelling up in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back, that's when you know it's time to go to QC Kinetics. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman. My experience with QC Kinetics has been unbelievable. When I went there myself, I was amazed at the state-of-the-art treatments and how they met me exactly where I was in diagnosing me and putting on a personal path toward recovery. When I hear all the testimonials of people going to QC Kinetics that finally get rid of their pain, it's unbelievable to hear that they are experiencing a new life after their treatments with QC Kinetics. Their ability to use cutting-edge regenerative treatments, including PRP, plasma, platelets, things that you only hear about theoretically, but when you can see with your own two eyes, you see why they are the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. If you're finally ready to get rid of that joint pain and start living the life that you want to in 2025, call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
Here we go again. Another week. Another controversy on Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust? It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Alex Strofe. That is Kyle Wallace. Kyle?
Yes, sir.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, I've been very curious about this ever since Brad screwed it up last week, and I knew we had to find another way to go about Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Guest reader number 1 comes to us from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. He is Ben Brust's number 1 enemy. He is the producer of Wilde and Tausch. He is Jesse Nelson. Hi, Jesse.
Good afternoon, KBN Nation. How we doing?
Look, he's been waiting to say that. The hall monitor right there in the flesh. Working
this
past
is exciting.
3. Wow, they try to say you never work at this time. This must have been very, very important to you.
I booked it out a week in advance.
I took an extra nap yesterday just to prepare myself for this experience. There is no way I think we could have started this train of guest question askers to get in Ben's head better than by having me be the first celebrity guest. So
I think Ben's trying to check on his phone who the celebrity guest is. I'm going to tell him, don't do it.
Go knock on that glass while I introduce today's contestant and get Jesse
already cheating.
To go. Yeah, probably. Oh, Kyle's now at the window saying, stop it. Ben Brust is saying, I'm not doing anything wrong, which he probably is. All right, let's spin it and let's get into it.
For those of you who say Ben Brust is an idiot, here's your chance to be proven right. It's time to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
All right, today's contestant is Wade in Bayside. He will have the questions read to him by the one and only Jesse Nelson. Wade, just to give you a heads up on the rules, you will get 15 questions. You will get 90 seconds. If you don't know the answer to any of the questions, you can say skip or pass. We will come back to it if time allows. Any questions, Wade in Bayside, before I pass it off to the hall monitor, Jesse Nelson?
Jesse, do we get a dunzo if I beat him?
Of course you do, Wade. Question before we start, Wade, are you smarter than Ben Brust?
I mean, pretty sure.
That wasn't very confident.
It's like a nonchalant confident, though, so I actually feel very confident that Wade's
You got it, Wade.
All right. Jesse, this train is yours, buddy.
Who's counting us down here? Am I counting us down? You counting us down?
You're counting us down. It's you from here on out.
All right, Wade, remember, if you don't like the question, say pass. We can come back to it later. Are you ready, sir?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. What is the fastest land snake in the world?
Pass.
Who was the lead guitarist of the band Van Halen?
That's Van Halen.
Who was the first winner of American Idol?
Kelly Clarkson.
What document begins with the words, "We the people"?
It's the Declaration of Independence.
Who was the only U.S. president to resign from office?
That's Nixon.
According to the Guinness Book of Records, what is the best-selling book of all time?
Bible.
What was the first animal to ever be cloned?
It's a sheep.
What's the largest man-made structure ever made?
Pass.
What water inlet is located between Africa and Asia?
Water inlet between Africa and Asia. The Persian Gulf.
What instrument is used to measure atmospheric pressure?
That's a flame cyclometer.
Which planet has the shortest day in our solar system?
Which planet has the shortest day?
Counts if you get it.
Venus.
Okay.
Right. I had him for a 4 spot because he answered question 2, the lead guitarist of the band Van Halen.
It's Van Halen.
With Van Halen. I mean, I need first name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're good with the 4 spot there?
I would give it to him, Strophy. I would give it to him.
Kyle, you are the
I say
you're
yes.
the deciding vote here.
He's not wrong.
Does he have? He's not wrong. Is there a universal first name that can we ask him what the first name of Van Halen is?
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. What's the first name of the lead
guitarist
of Van Halen?
Wade, go ahead. First name.
Eddie.
All right, we'll give it to him.
There
That's
it
a 5
is.
spot.
Yeah.
5
Count
spot.
it.
Ben's probably going to say the same thing, and we're going to ask him the exact same thing.
Yeah,
He's
that
like,
could come down to that.
Yeah, that was Jesse. How do you think you did?
I think Wade is going to crush Ben Brust in this week's draft. These are harder than I remember them being. So, I've had many nights of sleep since I last asked any questions, filling in on the old Scalzo and Brust days for this game. So
yeah, Ben's gotten a little smarter. He's a little smarter than a 5th grader now. I give him credit now. We had to bump him up to middle school.
He's graduated a little bit.
Where is he?
I just waved him. By the way, he saw Jesse with his snooping behind.
Did he really?
Yeah, so he's not going to be surprised. He's going to come in here smirking and all smug. Is it Jesse?
We're in his head already, though. We got this.
Did you cheat?
KBN
We're in his
Nation.
head already,
We're good.
though. We got this.
Oh, Ben! Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Buddy, don't you buddy me. I'll buddy you right in the face.
Did you cheat? How did you know it was him?
I could see the shared computer screen that you and I have that has him on
But
video.
it's turned away from the wall.
Kyle turned it away once.
But he was snooping. He was
interesting.
looking hard. He was looking hard. He was curious. He looked.
Okay, interesting.
He looked.
Interesting.
How has KBN Nation received old Jesse Nelson?
On the YouTube stream, Dugio says, I can honestly say I think I hate Jesse more than Ben. I'll be back in 30 minutes.
Jesse, what are you doing in KBN Nation?
I only need 12, Doogie.
What does that mean?
He said back in 30 minutes.
Okay, I'll move the text line. Everyone, take it easy.
Somebody sent in an answer again.
Again?
Look at it. Look at it.
On God.
Why would you even look at the text line during this portion of the program?
That's not on ESPN Wisconsin contestrules.com.
Stay away from the text line for 5 minutes, Ben.
Hand to the person I hate the most in life, and Jesse Nelson, I did not look.
Pretty good performance from Wade, Ben. I think you might be in trouble here. Wade and Bayside might get you.
Cool, Jesse.
Yeah.
Do you feel nervous? Do you feel rattled? Do you feel like the pressure's getting to you now with a celebrity guest from all the way over here in Madison staying up past my bedtime?
You're telling me our first celebrity guest is Jesse Nelson?
I said special guest.
Jesse said how he felt.
Celebrity.
Yeah, I said celebrity guest.
That's how
You
he
heard
feels.
me.
Jesse, how does it feel to come on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman and know you have a supporter in Kyle Wallace? He's like a Jesse Nelson stan.
Oh, us Whitey Tighties got to stand together. I think he's a manager too.
Wait a minute, Jesse. I graduated from Whitey Tighties in kindergarten. What I'm saying is that I appreciate everything you've done for me. They say you don't work hard. I say if I call Jesse, he answered. I don't know about
every
y'all.
time, Kyle. You understand the life. Someday they'll grow up and be part of our little
Can we just
clique
get
here,
to the
but-
damn game, please?
Oh, yeah, we're playing a game, Ben. Are you ready to play Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust featuring Jesse Nelson, the hall monitor?
The worst part is I can't even punch him through the screen.
No, you can't. I'm all the way over here. Untouchable. In 3, 2, 1, go. What is the fastest land snake in the world, Ben?
Rattlesnake.
Who is the lead guitarist of the band Van Halen?
Don't pass.
Who was the first winner of American Idol?
Kelly Clarkson.
What document begins with the words "We the People"?
Northern more form of more Christian Union.
Impressive.
Pass.
Who was the only U.S. president to resign from office?
FDR.
Oh, come on.
Really? According to the Guinness Book of Records, what is the best-selling book of all time?
The Bible.
What was the first animal to ever be cloned?
A mouse.
What's the largest man-made structure ever made?
The Great Wall of China.
What water inlet is located between Africa and Asia?
The Mediterranean Sea.
What instrument is used to measure atmospheric pressure?
A Richter scale.
Really? Which planet has the shortest day in our solar system?
Venus.
What is the only mammal capable of true flight?
A bat.
Who was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize?
Hell if I know.
Oh, you don't support women?
Pass.
You don't support women.
Which planet has the most moons? Counts if you get it, Benny.
Let's go with Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter.
That's wrong.
Dang, man, you lost. Dang, how many did he get right? Did he get any right? 1 or 2?
He got 4.
Oh, he
lost by 1.
Would have counted if you would have had Saturn at the end there, Ben. Would have counted
if you had Saturn at the end.
You lost to Jesse Nelson?
That is too bad. That is a good defense. Man, he is like Mahomes, and we are like the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Boy, did we get to him.
He just called me Mahomes.
Yeah, you're not Mahomes. But I will say this before.
What are you doing at work at 3:13?
All right, enough about me. Let's get to Kyle. It's Ben.
The reason why I said 4, Ben, is because there was a little controversy. The lead, what is it called? The guitarist, the lead guitarist of the band Van Halen.
Come back to matter, wouldn't it?
The lead guitarist of Van Halen is who? Ben?
Van Halen.
But what's the first name?
Okay, now that's what Wade said.
Probably should have said that, Ben.
Wait, he pulled a Brad Nortman? He read the answer in the question?
No. Wade in Bayside said the lead guitarist of Van Halen was Van Halen. We got done with the questions.
Which is correct.
Technically correct. We got done with the questions. I asked if we should count it. Kyle said ask him, so we asked Wade who the lead guitarist was.
You can't. You guys can't be making up rules on the go.
He said the
Jesse,
right name.
you are with me on this.
No, on Jeopardy, if you say
This ain't Jeopardy. This is Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
If it's this person is the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs and they say, who is Mahomes, that counts as a correct answer. So who is the lead guitarist of the band Van Halen? They say Van Halen, and then I'm counting that correct.
And then we say, you know what? Let's just see if he knows the first name. He said Eric Van Halen.
No, he said Eddie, which was the correct answer.
He said Eddie, which is also correct. So he was right. He was just trying to expedite the process. So that's a clean guess
get
correct.
through the answers, you doofus.
I like
All
Jesse.
right.
I like you. You're 0-1 to Jesse. You've lost to Jesse. Not only did you get engaged on the same day as Jesse, you also just lost him as well.
Yeah,
I love that we remind him of that.
Oh yeah,
but
you did get
did you remind
engaged on
Jesse of the fact that I beat him straight up in bowling and he just shriveled down like Amari Rogers trying to catch a punt?
Wow.
What have you done for me lately, Ben? That was years ago. Come on, let's see. Anytime you want a rematch, I'll meet you at Tower Lanes in Beaver Dam.
Aren't you
Give me a
supposed to be
home
in
game
like
for once?
A onesie or something like that for losing? A swimsuit?
Yeah, you still got to wash my car.
I got to wash his car, and I said, anytime you want to bring it to my house in Sun Prairie, feel free. I'll wash it anytime you want. What's the fastest land snake in the world? The black mamba, guys.
Oh, like Kobe.
Like Kobe. Lead guitarist of the band Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen.
That is Eddie Van Halen. Correct. Ben should have said that the first time around. Who was the first winner of American Idol? Kelly Clarkson.
Good job,
both correct.
man.
What document begins with the words "We the People"?
Wait a minute. Can I just ask Ben, what were you singing? You were just saying random words.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect
Yeah, we weren't asking for the next
Uh-huh.
line. We were asking what the
establish
document was.
justice,
Like, you don't
ensure
know-
domestic tranquility.
So you don't know what the document is?
Is that? I mean, is it the Constitution?
No.
It is the U.S.
Well, I thought it was
Constitution.
Oh.
U.S.
Wow,
Constitution.
you're dumb too.
I thought it the Declaration of Independence?
No, that's what Nicolas Cage steals in National Treasure, my favorite movie.
And 7 years ago or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On YouTube, at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison, there's a poll where we ask if Jesse Nelson should be the question reader full time. 90% of people say no.
Yeah, it's not surprising. They don't like me on YouTube. Who was the only U.S. president to resign from office? That was Richard Nixon.
FDR did die in office, though. So I mean, you were kind of he resigned, but he died. That's questionable. He resigned his life. So
I should get that.
Maybe that's a half point.
There's no half point.
Kyle,
I mean,
don't. Why would you give him it out
I'm
there,
just saying,
Kyle?
I'm just
That's
saying.
not even. No one is thinking
A day
that.
after President's Day, Kyle, really?
He
I mean,
resigned his life.
He technically resigned, did he not?
No, he
Technically,
died.
he died, which is resigning.
Means what happened? He resigned.
No, he didn't resign willingly. He died.
Does resign have to be willingly?
And you wonder why this segment's full of controversy lately. According to the Guinness Book of Records, what's the best-selling book of all time? You both got this right. The Bible is the correct answer there.
Proud of you,
Nicely done. What was the first animal to ever be cloned? A sheep. What's the largest man-made structure ever made? The Great Wall of China.
Oh, you moving fast. You got to beef somewhere, huh?
What? Yeah, I got to go take a nap. What water in... There's a Badger game, 7:30. Whew, late one. What water inlet is located between Africa and Asia? That was the Red Sea. Not the Mediterranean Sea. Correct. This is where Ben really started to realize he was done for. What instrument is used to measure atmospheric pressure? The barometer.
He said
That's
the Richter
barometer.
scale. That's earthquakes, pal.
That's earthquakes, Benny. Richter scale.
He's rattled right now. He is rattled.
I just hate that he's not in the same room as me, and he just can keep chirp.
Violence is not the answer, Ben. Which planet has the shortest day in our solar system? That's Jupiter.
Ooh,
Jupiter.
You flipped him.
That's where Ben Brusts go to get more stupider.
Yeah.
Oh. Gosh,
That's a good one, Strophy. Nicely
you
done.
you and Jesse are pals.
That's the Nelson School of Producing right there. What is the only mammal capable of true flight? The bat. Nicely done,
Good
Ben.
job,
That's correct.
Ben. How did you know that?
Surprisingly correct.
You
there.
knew a bat was a mammal.
Unfortunately, to resign, you have to do it willingly.
Damn. Well,
What I said.
The first woman to win a Nobel Prize, hell if I know, I believe was Ben's guess. Marie Curie.
Never
The
heard
correct
of her.
answer there. Go to
Yeah, how-
science class.
yeah. How will we know who Marie Curie is?
These aren't fifth-grade questions.
It's not called Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It's called Are You Smarter Than Ben Brust?
Yeah, but the whole premise of this segment is based off fifth grade.
Oh, now
questions.
you care about premise.
The man ain't won in 2025, and he just took an L to his arch nemesis, Jesse Nelson.
He's not. You can't be my arch nemesis when I can flick him and he just is out of my life.
Losing gracefully, not something Ben Brust is good at either, just like this game. Which planet has the most moons? Saturn. We already documented that one. So, yep, that's a win for Wade and Bayside. Attaboy, Wade. Nice
also a win for you, Jesse Nelson. You're 1-0 against Ben.
Thank you.
Actually,
you.
I
My
think
pleasure.
we should hire Jesse full-time so he has to work at 3 o'clock.
I mean, that's not a half bad idea.
He might actually be a full-time teammate then.
Jesse, are you opposed to that?
You got me out of a managerial meeting, believe it or not, to come and do this today. So I actually appreciate it, and I would consider if we could come to an agreement.
You appreciate that you got out of a managerial meeting to hear your voice on the airwaves.
Yes.
Would you request for the meeting to be at different times so you don't miss all the information that's important in those meetings?
I would not.
Sources close to the program, market manager Greg Scalzo just reached out to me to see if Jesse could send me something. Jesse, are you on that?
I'm not.
Well, you better get on that. See you later.
Nah, my day's over. I'm going home.
Hey!
Badgers big tonight. 11th ranked Wisconsin, Benny. We gonna get a win tonight or what, huh?
Get him out of here. Cue him down.
Bye!
That's Jesse Nelson.
That was awesome.
Bye!
Okay, special guests. Off to a pretty good start.
Celebrity. That's a celebrity right there,
Ain't no
baby.
celebrity.
That's a celebrity.
That's a doofus. Look at his hair. Look at that hair. It's just propped up and it's like balding on the side. That's no celebrity. Bye.
You just lost to a man that said bye.
Yo, you think, everything's fun and funny now, huh?
It is. You just took an L to Jesse Nelson. Jesse has that over you now.
Everyone ate your food and you left it on the table. Suck it.
Bro, you know what? I can always buy new food to replace it, but you can never, ever replace it.
There was 2 of me on the stream. That was trippy.
You 2 seconds. Leave it alone, and that happened 90 seconds ago.
Oh, man, I missed that. But, yeah, you can never, ever replace the fact that Jesse Nelson just beat you in Are You
He
Smarter
didn't
Than
beat
Ben
me.
Brust?
He was the question asker.
Yeah.
But what I know I can go home to is, well, right now, a really sick fiance, which means I got to take care of a lot more than I need to.
And she ain't thinking straight. That's why she said that crazy text she sent you. She ain't thinking right. I won't hold it against her.
Easy, Kyle. Easy.
Talking about everybody.
That's baby girl. That's my baby girl.
Well,
you watch your mouth.
She's delusional right now.
You watch your mouth now. What I come home to, regardless of the situation of sickness or not, is something that is like when I open up the freezer, it's like, blah.
Marty, know what you're talking about.
Palermo's Pizza, everybody. Woo! Is so screaming good. And it is the last day, the 5th through the 18th, because I got something for you the 19th through the 25th. You just wait for that. But is your last day for a buy one, get one Screamin' Sicilian at the Pick and Save and Metro Market stores. Taste what all that screaming is about. Buy one, get one at your Screamin' Sicilian favorites, where you can go to Pick and Save Metro Market and get your thin and crispy, tavern style, Detroit style, stuffed crust, OG, Screamin' Sicilian. Find what all that screaming is about at your local grocer's freezer. Buy one, get one. Metro Market, Pick and Save through the end of the day. And then I got new stuff to share with all of you. Jaire Alexander is likely going to leave the Green Bay Packers after he is likely released. You asked Tausch. Tausch gave a very PC answer earlier. I didn't like it. True feelings on really how this Jaire Alexander tenure went. It wasn't as good as we all wanted to see him. He never played. He wasn't available, and it was unfair to Packer fans. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Steph, your biggest strength in life that you bring to this world?
Probably my wife, because she keeps me calm. Even when I'm cursing at the TV during Packers games, I always know I can fall back on her.
That's sweet, man. Who knew KBN Nation had so many simps? Boy, I love this. I love this.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We're starting off with a crash westbound 94 just across the county line. Looks like the right shoulder is blocked, so watch out for that. We've got a broken down vehicle northbound 894 at Greenfield Avenue off on the left shoulder, kind of in a weird spot. And a little bit of a delay westbound 94 as you're making your way from about 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, very cold, a low of 3 below at the lake, 8 below inland with a wind chill of 10 below to 25 below. Tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy. Flurries are possible later on with a high of 14. Weather's brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Join their two-man scramble tournament and play TPC Scottsdale for a chance to win cash through the 28th. Sign up at wisconsinindorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozga, 94.5 ESPN.
The Green and Gold Championship window is on the clock.
To me, their window is now wide open. From here on out, they have the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl.
The countdown to the NFL draft in Green Bay is on.
Goody has to start figuring out his first-round draft picks. Goody's inability to nail the first-round draft pick is what is keeping this team from being a true Super Bowl contender.
Green and Gold off-season talk right here. 94.5 ESPN and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
That weird Wisconsin weather is here. Snow one day, sun the next. But you can always count on Tsunami Express to keep your car clean. With 6 locations across southeastern Milwaukee, Tsunami Express helps fight that salt, grime, and mud with powerful vacuums and state-of-the-art wash technology. Technology like their best-in-class T2 with graphene for a long-lasting shine and protection. Stop at any Tsunami Express location and get your first wash free when you sign up online at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Terms and conditions apply. First wash free for new members only.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at PaysBig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct, and they have the Love Your Windows sale going on now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and there's no limit. It's the perfect way to save big. Schedule your free in-home estimate today.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
When Mark Tauscher, the Packer Hall of Famer, joined us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman about an hour ago, Kyle asked an impassioned question. You know, this Jaire Alexander thing, like, how does it sit with you? And he goes, oh, it's football. It's the NFL. And you know what I would say that you say?
What is that?
Bumps that.
Oh.
I believe he has played less than 50% of snaps in 3 of the last 4 seasons.
That sounds very accurate. Very, very accurate.
Because even if I wasn't making that up, which I'm not, it would sound true.
He missed the majority of last season, the majority of the season before that. And I think the season before that is where he ended up really hurting his shoulder.
So Rob Domofsky, our pal who's done doing pro bono work on Wednesdays for us on Kyle Brust Nortman, we can ask him, every now and again if we need him, because we love our guy Rob Domofsky, writes for ESPN. He wrote an article about the Jaire Alexander situation, and one quote stuck out in particular. I sent it over to the KBN Sports Desk with Alex Stroh.
This from Rob Domofsky's piece yesterday on ESPN.com. Quote, there are strong indications that Jaire Alexander's time with the Packers will end without him playing another down. Multiple team sources have privately expressed their frustrations with Alexander's inability to stay healthy and or play through injuries, end quote.
So the biggest thing there is when you see the multiple, right? And I think injuries are tough when it comes to the sport of football, right? You want to respect the shelf life of an NFL player. It's the not-for-long league, right? But you also paid this man top dollar. You signed him at top dollar.
You sure did. You made him, I think at that time, the highest paid
cornerback in the NFL when you signed him.
Yeah.
And to get the amount of games that we got, there were times where he was full participant on Fridays, and then we get to Saturday and Sunday, and it's Jaire Alexander is out. To me, when I hear multiple team sources and his inability to play or play through injuries, I'll skip the inability to play. When you have multiple sources and it's the and or playing through injuries, that's the part where if I'm a Packer fan, it feels like I'd be mad about the tenure from Jaire Alexander. I'd be frustrated because now you're just cutting the guy and you're like, we're gonna save money in cap space. We're gonna move on. We're gonna try and fill that spot. And I get it. If you can fill the spot with somebody that's reliable, that might make up for the fact that he was really good when he's on the field because he wasn't on the field when he needed to be on the field as much. But I'd be frustrated in that building if that building is saying to me that he didn't want to. I'll say it. They're telling you that he didn't want to play through his injuries. That's what it was. There's no reason why that would put multiple sources on Rob Domofsky's article saying that Jaire didn't want to play through injuries. That frustrates me.
Yeah, they're frustrated enough of the fact that they actually let it out.
They had to. This is
told Rob
baloney.
Domofsky to feel like, hey, we feel this way. And I mean, yeah, there's frustration, and my frustration starts with the fact that you had a guy who, when healthy, which as you just talked about, the last 3 years he just has not been healthy whatsoever, so he hasn't been available. And when healthy, he can be one of the best corners in the NFL. And we see the impact that he can have, but overall, he hasn't played, he hasn't contributed, and now the Green Bay Packers are going to lose a guy that I still believe that other teams in the NFL would take a chance on. 100% are going to take a chance on trying to get Jaire Alexander because they're going to hope that he stays healthy because if healthy, it could come back to bite the Green Bay Packers. I just think it is such a shame, an absolute shame, that Jaire Alexander is going to be basically let go by the Green Bay Packers and you get absolutely no compensation from him. It is sad to see his tenure that we all had so much high hopes for end just like this. It is. And when I look at the Green Bay Packers as a football team overall, I mean, I love Goody, but a lot of these guys that Goody has signed outside
Kenny
of
Clark,
alignment,
Rashawn Gary, Jaire Alexander.
These guys that they got in the first round that they signed to these contracts haven't really worked out.
So now we can take the conversation to the first round picks have not been good since Jordan Love. And then if you want to go back behind Jordan Love, the guys that were good that you signed have not produced after you've signed them for injuries or performance.
And technically speaking, with Jordan Love,
you can even throw D-Bach into there.
No, you can throw D-Bach 100% gets thrown in there because he got injured. D-Bach is part of that, right? Like we're talking about Jaire not being healthy. D-Bach wasn't healthy. I know his knee, he couldn't control that, but his career looks like it's basically over. Jordan Love, I love Jordan Love, but a lot of people say he didn't play up to that $55 million. So we don't have very many people we can look to that he signed and then he got to a second contract outside of maybe Elton Jenkins on this roster that actually performed up to that second contract. And when it looks at Jaire, it looks like the Green Bay Packers are going to be a year too late on moving on from Jaire. Rasul Douglas should have stayed. Jaire should have been gone.
It would have been really hard to make that call.
Very tough. Very tough.
But
hindsight, though.
It is hindsight, but what if I told you that Jaire is gone and Rasul Douglas doesn't make the plays against Dallas to flip the field and give them a chance in a playoff game? We know when he was on the field, he was good. But golly gee, he wasn't on the field very often.
Very often is very right. And so that's, again, this is why this is all disappointing. You know, I'm a Jaire guy. I am a Jaire guy, so I'm disappointed. And also, I'm a bigger picture guy. So we can sit here and be mad at Jaire, mad at Goody about how things ended. But the way that I look at it is this. Now the Green Bay Packers have a huge void that they have to fill because they are losing, when healthy, one of the best corners in the NFL in Jaire Alexander, and you're getting zero compensation for him. It's shocking to me that you got more compensation for Preston Smith than what you're probably going to end up getting for Jaire Alexander. It's disappointing and upsetting. And what could be even worse, if Jaire Alexander becomes a free agent and decides, you know what, I'm going to go to a place like Minnesota or Detroit or Chicago, and then the Green Bay Packers have to play against him twice. Listen, that's the dude that I fear. I'm going to tell you this right now. Jaire is locking down every receiver we have on this roster when healthy. Every receiver.
Well, yeah, because they're all pretty average.
And he's an above average. He's a very good
when
player
on
when
the
healthy.
field.
Yeah, when healthy. And so it sucks. It is absolutely just terrible for the Green Bay Packers that this is how Jaire Alexander tenure is going to end. It's going to end with basically the two sides for the last 2 years not getting along. Jaire Alexander constantly being hurt and not contributing, and him not living up to the contract, and another negative mark on Goody with his decisions that he makes.
Yeah. It makes the whole first-round conversation go even further.
It makes it worse. It does.
It does.
It makes it even worse when you cannot get guys to perform on their second contract. That means you draft your guy, you get lucky for the first 4 years, and then all of a sudden the second 4 is like, oh, nope.
No good on the field, and then no good in terms of Stokes, Wyatt, Walker, LVN, Jordan Morgan, question mark. Jordan Love, not question mark, but needs to play up to contract. Right, up to that second contract that they've given him since his first year. Sean in Beaver Dam, 800-990-3776. You're up on the Carbless Talking text line.
Hey, guys. I called him Jaire Bakhtiari a couple months ago.
I remember.
And Kyle, you're right. When he plays, he's great. But like everybody says, and your best ability is availability. And unfortunately, he's never available. He can go sit on the Vikings bench and watch the game up close. And it does suck that we're not getting anything for him. But who's gonna? If I was another team, I'd be like, I don't want him. I mean, I'm not going to give you anything unless he walks in the door and he's going to play. And he's not gonna. He's soft. Unfortunately, yep. When he's great, he's great. But he's great so few times that it's not even worth it.
Well, it's funny because I think if I'm a GM, I'm after Jaire, but I'm after on my terms. It's going to be incentive based. It's going to be a short contract. It's not going to be 4 years. It's not going to be the Patrick Surtain in Denver contract. It is going to be, you are on the field, you're going to get paid. Obviously, he's going to get like guarantees and whatnot, but he's not getting those mass guarantees, that long contract based off the track record and the history, because it was kind of a failure at the end of the day.
And the thing is, when you separate from him, and when he goes and performs on another team and he plays through injuries because he has something to prove, he's going to be somebody that just won't sit right with you. You're not going to sit there and accept the fact that, hey, it was time to move on. Aaron Rodgers, he could have played as well as possible in New York, and I wouldn't have been like, man, we should have kept the guy, right? Aaron Jones could have played. He could have rushed for 1,600 yards, and I still would have been like, hey, Josh Jacobs, it was time to move on. I'm good with Josh Jacobs. With this Jaire Alexander situation, I just have a fear that Jaire Alexander is going to go somewhere else and ball out, and the Packers, if they don't draft a corner early in the first round or in the first round at all, the Packers are going to have struggles at the corner position.
I see your calls. I see your texts at 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talking text line. We'll get to you, KBN Nation, plus maybe a little Becoming Relevant with Alex Strofe next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Listen, Diana, that's her name. Listen, we all about positive manifestation. I like you, Diana. All it is negative. Diana. Criticize.
Dirty Diana.
I love you, Kyle.
Love you too, girl.
I love you, Kyle.
I love you too. That's what I'm talking about. The real Packer Nation.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We still have an accident on board. It is on 94 westbound, just about at Elm Grove Road, so watch out for that. A little bit of a backup right through the stadium interchange as well on westbound 94, just to Mitchell Boulevard. Other than that, everything else is looking pretty good. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear, very cold, a low of 3 below at the lake, 8 below inland, then wind chills anywhere from 10 below to 25 below. Tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy, flurries are possible later on, a high of 14. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lozaga, 94.5 ESPN.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Go to rawhide.org/donate and help them realize a brighter future today.
The wait is over. Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
Who's looking for a deal? Well, Cousin Subs has a better deal just for you. Cousin's new $10 meal deals are now available online only. Choose between a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub, a bag of chips or regular fry, a regular fountain beverage, and cookie at cousinsubs.com or on the mobile app for just $10. Now that's a better deal. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Available at participating locations only. Offer subject to change without notice.
Nestled along the shores of Lake Michigan, the Knickerbocker Hotel offers a timeless escape in the heart of Milwaukee. Immerse yourself in the rich history of this iconic landmark where charm meets modern luxury. Picture yourself enjoying breathtaking lake views, luxurious rooms, and dining at one of the finest restaurants in the city. Whether you're visiting for a weekend getaway or a special occasion, the Knickerbocker promises an unforgettable experience. Your perfect stay awaits at the Knickerbocker Hotel. For more information and to book your next stay, visit knickerbockeronthelake.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Miss Polly side, come on over tonight. You told me you don't know your feelings. Can we focus on mine?
Ryan from Iguanago chimes in. I find this fascinating because it kind of goes hand in hand with doing something that would make this Packers roster much different.
Uh-huh.
If the Packers have a first-round pick this year,
yes,
they will not make the NFC Championship game.
Ooh, that means he wants Miles or Max.
Very good. I know you want Miles or Max.
I do.
That's juicy. Isn't that juicy?
No,
very good, Ryan from Iguanago.
I do. They're very good. I do want Miles or Max because the Green Bay Packers have a couple ways they can approach this offseason, right? They can approach the offseason looking at whether or not they want to go the Bulaga route that he talked about yesterday or the 2019 route where they add 2 or 3, B players, B-minus B players that you hope kind of play like A players. Or the Green Bay Packers can be like my boy Ryan Braun or Prince Fielder and swing for the fences and go and get a Miles Garrett and Max Crosby, and that type of deal changes.
Why not Jackson Churio or Christian Yelich?
Sure.
Come on, William Contreras.
Sure, we can do Christian Yelich because he is an MVP, and I think Jackson Churio will be a Hall of Famer as well. But if they do some type of move,
just subtly throwing in
Brewers thoughts,
just subtly throwing in Jackson Churio into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean I told y'all, didn't I say that last year?
I know. It's just like in the casual conversation about making the Packers better. like Jackson Churio. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
But I'm saying, swinging for the fences like that, the Green Bay Packers instantly get better. A guy like Myles Garrett or a guy like Max Crosby can wreak havoc. Myles Garrett more so than Max, but they can change your defense. We're having a conversation about corner. They buy you more time. They buy you another year to allow for a corner to develop. That makes Keyshawn Nixon, that makes Javon Bullard, and that also makes Carrington Valentine that much better at a defensive back when you have a guy that can rush the passer.
Let's go to Josh and Kenosha on the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776. Go ahead, Josh.
Hey, guys. Here's a thought for the Jaire situation and Max or Miles. Potential trade scenario, you throw in Jaire with at least a first-round pick along with whatever else. Do you think either of those teams bite on that for him to sweeten the deal by throwing Jaire in there? And then on the other side of that, do you then draft a corner with a higher draft pick or whatever you might get back, or how do you see that going?
Well, thank you for the call, Josh. I think the problem that you have with trading Jaire is no one wants his current contract.
That's the problem, is that he's not. You know the Packers aren't going to keep him, so you don't have leverage, right?
Correct.
The Packers don't have any leverage.
Everyone's just waiting for it.
And the only thing you can have is somebody who really, really wants Jaire, right? And then they just say, all right, we want to be able to get him, but more than likely, you just have no leverage.
Yeah, they're going to draft a cornerback. It's what they do. I mean,
why would the Raiders want Jaire Alexander? He has no value.
They're in no man's land.
Yeah,
they're rebuilding. They're not going to want to take on a big contract right now.
Not at all.
Cleveland, they're in no man's land. They're not. It's just not an asset that they're going to want to take on at that price tag. I like the thought, but unfortunately, everyone knows that the Packers are in said no man's land, where they will be cutting him to save cap space and to just move on as this tenure ends in such a, I don't know, deflating way.
Yeah,
disappointing.
It's an interesting thought from Josh, but your point on the contract is ultimately the point, right? Like
we would already be hearing things if the contract was movable.
Yeah, and I think the Packers view it as one or both of you just said, right? He
ain't restructuring here. He don't want to be here.
Let's just rip off the Band-Aid, get out from under it, just call it a day. Wipe your hands clean, and that's that.
That stinks.
I wish they didn't re-sign Kenny Clark. That was a bad deal.
Thanks, Kyle.
No,
third contract.
Well said, Kyle.
But even at the time, we were shocked. That was it was a very, very bad deal.
Kyle, you were eating everything up that you were hearing about this 3-4 to a 4-3 with Jeff Hafley. You were. You were like, Kenny Clark's gonna cook now.
He better cook. Kenny, I've never been a fan of Kenny, man. I feel like Kenny's never popped. He's never popped out. How many times has Kenny dominated a game interior?
He's done it in flashes. There are times where he looks like
he used to do it pretty regularly.
No, he did not. And Kenny Clark was never. He was never living in a backfield. Never living in a backfield. I'm talking about taking over a game.
There were times where it would look like he had the ability to take over the game because he would do it, and he could never do it consistently.
How many TFLs do you think he had most in the season? Most TFLs in the season for Kenny Clark. What do you think?
6.
Exactly.
Higher than that. I have it in front of you.
I mean,
of course he doesn't. I'm doing it as he asked me the question, and I'm going to Pro Football Reference.
I was typing, then I started pondering.
Kenny Clark.
The most TFLs, probably most is 7.
Tackles for loss. That was this season. Okay, now we got it. 2019, 9. 2018, 8.
Mm-hmm.
He had 9 in 2023 last year for this past season. By the way, these are, for an interior guy that you're paying your third contract, okay, not great.
Yeah.
4, not okay, though. On the first year of your third contract with the Green Bay Packers.
I just feel like
he needs to get to the Princeton Club.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Because they have these areas where they have like the sled training. Could have used a lot more sled training with my guy Matty. My guy Matty would have made him a beast, just like he made me a beast. And you can be a beast if you find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. One small step into there to get a tour, and then you can achieve all of your goals. Clean health clubs all across Wisconsin. You have free childcare with the membership and everything at your disposal to be great. You're going to have a strong mind. You're going to have a strong body, and you can help have a strong community as they have great community aspects within the Princeton Club in the 8 Madison locations or New Berlin. Check out the Princeton Club for a better tomorrow. It's been an amazing place for me, and it will be for you. Joining us on the other side with some exciting news out of our ESPN Madison camp. Do I break the news or let them share it? We'll let them share it. Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Subarus, anybody in the Subaru driving down Fond du Lac or Capitol,
wow.
I'm like, you are not where you need to be driving that slow.
I mean, if we're being honest, it's always the Subaru.
It is always a Subaru.
And they likely have a lot of bumper stickers.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Baseball season. So close you could almost smell it.
Off the top of the wall and out of here! Garrett Mitchell, a go-ahead two-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning.
The Brewers are back on the field for spring training. Catch Cactus League action right here on 94.5 ESPN Sunday, February 23rd.
Whether you're about to graduate high school or have been in the workforce for years, it's time to take control of your future. Welcome to Lakeland University, where you call the shots. We use our flexible learning formats to customize your degree path. In-person, online, and virtual classes are all available. Lakeland University is designed around you, your goals, your schedule, your future. You can even earn up to 25% of your degree via paid work experiences. Ready to take control of your future? Let us customize an education to fit your needs. Visit lakeland.edu/ESPN to learn more.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is hosting another Scramble tournament with $1,000 in cash prizes available. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Ellerson, and Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center invites you to play in a two-man scramble at TPC Scottsdale, all from their comfortable golf simulators. Grab a friend and sign up today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. The tournament costs $120 per pairing and is happening now through February 28th. Your winter chance to play TPC Scottsdale awaits. WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at PaysBig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Food's here at Quick Trip, and it's ready when you are. Hungry and on the go? How about a corn dog? Crispy, golden cornmeal batter coating around a juicy hot dog. So delicious. Craving pizza? Quick Trip's Pothole Pizza is just what you need. Thin, crispy crust and a savory sauce, piled high with a blend of cheese. Food's here. Fuel up at your one-stop shop for snacks and meals that hit the spot. Only at Quick Trip.
Introducing the newest carbless flavor, Mango Vodka. Flavored with the essence of the ripest, freshest mangoes, carbless mango vodka will transport your taste buds to a sunny beach getaway. New flavor, still the same carbless crafted cocktails with 0 carbs, 0 sugars, and only 100 calories. Enjoy a refreshing vodka cocktail without the guilt. 4-packs of the new carbless mango vodka cocktail are available in stores near you. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com and escape with every sip.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA and founder of the Neal Group. I have a question for you business owners. How do your books look? Are they ready for your tax return to be prepared? Did you and your accountant talk during the year and develop a plan to minimize your tax bill? Or does this sound like you? You can never get a hold of your CPA. Phone calls are not returned and questions are never answered. Your books are a mess and the bank account hasn't been reconciled since last year. You don't get any advice to help you run your business. That's not the case with the Neal Group. We are advocates and partners with our clients to help them grow. We like to work with you throughout the year to keep your books up to date so you run your business profitably. Are you ready to grow your business, improve cash flow, have less stress, and live a better life? We can help. Call us at 414-325-2040 or visit nealgroup.net to book a meeting and see if we can help. The first meeting is free. Don't wait. Do it now. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
A little crosstalk here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with what will be Jim, Matt, and Molly from 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN Madison. You guys have heard enough of me. I'm going to toss it over to Jim and Pablo because there's some exciting news coming out of ESPN Madison. What's going on, boys?
Hey, fellas.
What's up? Thanks for having us.
Hey.
Obviously, Jim, Matt, and Molly, it's just me today with Alex G. Molly's out, babies. Matt's curling with his sister. Pablo is sitting in right now. Pablo, you're new to the jump around, but you're not new to the Wisconsin Badgers, so I'll let you break to the ESPN Wisconsin team our exciting news.
Well, thank you. I didn't expect this. I guess we should have game planned here, but to break the news right off the bat, we, starting this Thursday, are going to be having Wisconsin center Nolan Winter join us on the jump around throughout the rest of the basketball season.
Oh, wow.
I'm hyped up. I think my bubbler is starting to kick in a little bit now as I get ready for our preps game, too. But, guys, I'm hyped up. Jim, we're going to have some fun time. We caught up with Nolan, too, earlier than last week, and he's a great guy. Obviously, we're going to talk a lot of ball, but we're going to get to know him a little bit, too. It's an exciting opportunity for all of us here. So that is exciting because there's been like 18 versions of the jump around, all with Jim Rutledge, as we now have 3.0. So,
Jim, do people hate working with you?
I guess so. Honestly, here's what happens, Kyle. I try to hand it off, and then it dies. I'm the only one that can keep it alive. I won't name names because none of them work here anymore. But I've handed it off to people, and then it dies.
Well, don't make Nolan Winter run away from Wisconsin. Okay?
No, Nolan. Like this, honestly, this is a name and likeness deal. We're doing our part.
The deal.
We got to get him back.
Yeah, I mean, this is an NIL deal. ESPN Madison and Good Karma is helping the Badgers' cause.
All right, now, because I'm selfish. I want to help my cause. I want to make sure this young kid ain't making more than me. I mean, I like him, but I don't love him.
You know what? You cannot score at the clip and defend at the ability of Nolan Winter. So I would
Jim's
imagine
defending Badgers right now because last time I talked
college basketball,
I would think I was on Jump Around 3.0, and I had to do some convincing as to why this Badger team was different and more fun. And I haven't heard from you. Have you been enjoying the points and the scoring and the winning that's been going on? Do I get any credit for calling it out early that it was different?
You absolutely do. I still struggle with what college basketball has become. It's just not. And I'm saying this for Ben. It's just not what it was when Ben played. I saw somewhere that this is the best Badger team since the Badgers went to the national championship game. And I guess I think 16-17 was better, but you're just not going to have guys who developed into first-round picks on a team along with a bunch of other players who could play professionally in Europe if they wanted to and have a roster that was stacked like the Badgers had. Like Wisconsin Badgers basketball, the team that lost to Kentucky or Duke in the national championship, like that might be one of the best teams in the last 20 years not to win a title. And that's not this Wisconsin team, but I do enjoy watching them, and they're going to go as far as Blackwell, Winter, and Tanjay Tatum.
So let me say this, too, is that honestly, I feel a lot. I know there's a lot of NBA discourse right now, especially post All-Star game. I'm way more locked into the college basketball scene than the NBA right now. That's all I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I want to say here is, with what Jim said, I think it'd be fascinating with Nolan to get an inside look on what Greg Gard is doing because we had Bart Lundy on from Milwaukee basketball. And when you hear for all these college coaches, it's a different world now. You're here like the Tony Bennett leaving. Like what does Coach Gard bring to the table every single day that Nolan Winter and those guys want to compete for him? Because there's guys getting in these guys' ears in the middle of the season if they're playing well.
Yeah.
So I'm fascinated to see what you guys get out of him.
I love what Greg Gard's doing. He wins more games in a week than Doug Gottlieb wins all season.
Hey, powerful. And I saw
not a high bar.
My Facebook friend Doug Gottlieb has been saying that he's like, oh, I told you. Strofe said it. He said, be careful, watch out for us in March, Jim.
That's what he told me on Sunday Karma.
If you coach the radio show and coach the college basketball team, could you win more than 3 games?
I wouldn't let us go on a 25-0 run without scoring, which was what happened to Green Bay. I can promise you that. I would say take it to the rim every time. I don't care if you get 10 charges. We're going to the line and we're going to make a free throw and cut this run to an end.
Love LeBron making fun of Doug Gottlieb.
Love it. Jim, Matt, and Molly up next in Madison. We're with you until 5 o'clock in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Westbound southbound 94 tightening up a bit from about 16th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. We also have a crash just past the county line off on the right shoulder being worked on, so just be careful with that. The eastbound side's got a couple of heavy spots from 76th Street to about Hawley Road, and then again coming out of the stadium interchange. Southbound 4394 coming off of the high-rise, or coming out of the Marquette onto the high-rise bridge. You're seeing a little bit of a slowdown there. And then on 41 southbound, your usual suspects of Silver Spring pretty much down past Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, mainly clear and very cold. A low of 3 below at the lakefront, 8 below inland, with a wind chill of 10 below to 25 below. And then tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy. Flurries are possible later on with a high of 14. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
She's different and special and loaded with personality.
And there's one more thing, but you can't explain it in words. She's the one.
She's the one.
The one. You know it.
Your friends know it.
The whole world knows it.
We curated a special selection of engagement rings for her.
Can you guess what we call it?
We call it the One Collection by Kessler's.
Because these engagement rings are different.
And special.
And loaded with personality.
And one more thing. But you can't explain it in words.
Engagement rings in the One Collection start at just $725.
But some of them are more.
A lot more.
But we've got you covered.
First, we have 12 months financing at 0%. Or
second, we have 36 months financing at 9.99%, both with approved credit.
Third, we have second chance financing if you need someone to give you a second chance.
And don't forget the Kessler's warranty.
The strongest warranty of any jewelry store in the world.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Enough is enough when it comes to joint pain. Your knees, your hips, your shoulders, your back. If you're experiencing that, and you're probably feeling it right now as I'm describing it, QC Kinetics is your answer. You don't need to wait any longer. QC Kinetics is going to give you a free consultation to make sure that they can eradicate that joint pain and give you a personalized plan to movement and health. I know when I went there, I was amazed at what QC Kinetics had in their toolkit to be able to get you back where you need to be. PRP, platelets, plasma, so many things that I was able to see with my own two eyes and be able to experience my own personalized diagnosis and route back to recovery and feeling my best. They can give you the exact same thing because they are using regenerative treatments that are sweeping the nation. You could be like one of the thousands of QC Kinetics patients that are so satisfied with their results. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman from 2 to 5 every day. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
We the boys.
Come on, Tilo, do it with me, Tilo. You ready?
Boys.
It's the 4-1 hour at 4 on KBN. Hey. Yeah, that's a Milwaukee. That's a get out the boat 414.
That's what I'm talking about. It sounded powerful.
What's happening then?
Hey, it's all good. What's happening then?
Oh, I love when you do it. It's so good.
Pow!
So good. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace with Strofe running the show, joining us here as he's trying to stay warm in that nice furry headband.
For some reason, it is super cold.
In here or
just outside?
It's February.
For some reason, it's cold outside.
But it's like this extra polar vortex.
It is cold. It's
like
2 weeks of cold.
It's the winter.
Extra icy.
It is.
It's
Lake
the middle of
effect.
February. Like, us being shocked at the cold is crazy.
I could never get used to it, though.
Uh-oh, sounds like you need to be a snowbird.
Well, I'll tell you this. You get used to it real quick, though. As soon as it comes, you get back on it.
I know what to ask, Tori.
The muffs and the gloves and everything like that.
Tori was quick to throw $1,000 at Potawatomi Casino Hotel for the Green Bay Packers to win the Super Bowl.
Man, that was bad. That turned out to be bad,
you
man.
know, if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't.
Well, we have
money bags.
A bunch of teammates here, as well as content teammates at Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, that are in. I got $800 right now. It'll get up to by tomorrow when I go to the weekly wager at Potawatomi Casino Hotel from 6 to 7 on 94.5 ESPN. It should get up to around $1,200 to $1,300.
It's sounding juicy.
Yeah, it is.
The Brewers' win total is over 83.5.
Ooh.
They won 90-plus games last year. The division didn't get that much better. The Brewers consistently find ways to win games. I believe in Pat Murphy. I believe in the pitching laboratory that they have. I believe in the youth that is built to win baseball games with the pitch clock era, their ability to be fast on the base pads, manufacture runs.
Uh-oh.
I'm feeling the energy.
I see
I'm feeling it.
Tori, how much he shaking you down for right now?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out what the buy-in is.
The buy-in is anywhere from whatever you want. I'm putting 100 or 150 in.
Okay.
But you could do 20, you could do 10,
And
you
this
could do
is
50.
on the regular season?
On the whole season.
Just the regular season, not the playoffs.
They got to win
83.5
162 games.
They win
They got to win 84 or
games.
more. Basically, just above
they can
500.
do that. They can do that.
Absolutely, they can do that.
That's
I think
that's not a long shot.
It's not a long shot, especially with, I think, as Ben said, do it for you. The baseball team brings back a lot of the guys they had last year. They get some more healthy arms back with Woodruff, DL
How much
Hall.
is the payout?
See, that's the problem.
Well, that's the thing. The payout it's minus 124. So they're favored to go over that by a little bit, which is fine. That's why I'm putting more money. So if it's my 100 will pay me like $78-ish.
Yeah, see, Tori, I was the same.
Yeah.
I said
we gonna have to go big. If we got a lot of people pitching in, we got to go.
That's why I'm in the 100 area. I might do 150.
Yeah,
because we want to have a nice return. Is there any other idea that may be a greater risk with a bigger payout?
Well, that's interesting that
More
you say
wins.
that. I will head over to Potawatomi Sportsbook because there is an intriguing one, but it's a little bit more risk. But
you want to get the big payout.
I hear the big payout's fun, but don't you like something that you feel confident that will win, and you can just give me the 100, and the next thing you know, I give you 100.
I was confident in the Packers winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, he didn't do enough research on all
Oh,
that.
come on.
You was blowing,
Everybody
you was blowing
Get
whistles
outta
during
here.
last
Hey.
year. Don't do my boy like
Hey,
that.
let me
And then
tell
I
you
sold you
something.
the ticket
I'll
because I
stand
ain't no dummy.
And I'm going to stand on it. I'm going to always believe that Green Bay can go all the way.
Yeah, don't mean we will.
They don't have to, but I'm always believe it.
I would like them to.
So the thing that I wanted to look for is the NL Central.
Ooh, I think those are good odds because they're probably not
Plus
favored to win.
300.
Ooh,
The Cubs are
yeah.
minus 110. The Brewers are plus 300.
Ooh, that's out. That's not bad because I don't know what the Cubs are going to be.
I think the Brewers have a good enough squad to actually do that to win. I think we won it a couple times.
I want to do that.
Of course, they've been in the playoffs 6 of the last 7 years.
So what I'm saying is, I think that if we get a greater risk with a better payout,
unless I'm like losing my mind, they won the Central last year.
Right, I got a hedge.
Outright,
easy.
and
With
I got the
many
hedge.
games to
Dang
go.
near-
So
dang
what?
near wire to wire.
So what is the payout?
Plus 300. So 100 gets you 300 of winnings and
Okay, so
100
now
back.
that sounds powerful.
Here's why I
That
like.
sounded a little bit better.
This is from Talking Baseball. Here's a clip as to why I like the over 83.5. Listen in.
The Brewers win 87 to 92 games every freaking single year, and they got rid of Hader, won the division. Got rid of Burns, won the division. They got rid of Devin Williams this year. They got some guy named Yoho. I think it's Craig Yoho.
Craig Yoho
also throws the Airbender.
The Airbender.
So look out, dude. He was their minor league pitcher of the year this year as a reliever.
So not only, that was from Talking Baseball, not only do they keep getting rid of guys and keep winning, he's just saying this is what they do. Not only Burns, but Woodruff didn't play. Devin Williams was out half the season. DL Hall,
I'm
a young pitcher, was hurt.
I'm feeling the energy. I'm feeling what you should now.
That's why I like the 83.5 because sometimes I don't want to get too greedy. I know the
Tori,
payout.
This is what we're going to do.
The payout's fun on the plus 300, but I can give you a better opportunity to make sure that you get a return on your investment at the 83.5.
I can buy some scratch and sniffs for 100 and come out with more money than that.
Ain't that the truth? Tori, what we can do is this.
Go ahead, try.
Tori.
Did you say scratch and sniff?
Yeah, you know when you scratch
Scratch offs?
Yeah, scratch off. I call
Scratch
it
and sniff.
in the streets. We call it scratching. I don't know what you call it, but
Okay.
I don't
smell
like
like
cherries.
Yeah, or stickers that smell like fruit.
It's a slang thing, and I say
I think it's Tory Lowe slang. I don't think it's street slang.
You know,
Wow,
like I
look
said,
at that. Look at Alex
and
Strofe.
look at Strofe. Like he can.
Strofe, you're
like
not
he
in the
can
streets,
determine-
buddy.
Yeah, he don't know what he's talking about. I said,
Shut up, Strofe.
I'm not in the streets either.
I make up stuff all the time, right?
I'm not in the streets either. But you don't see me.
That's what I'm saying. But
You don't
that's
see
that
me correcting
colonized
Tory Lowe.
mentality.
That
That's
Denmark
that colonized
mentality. Take your ass back up to the 920. This is 414 hour.
You don't question. You go with it.
Right, you just roll with it.
Right. The hell you
It's kind of
think
like
you
the
is.
halftime show.
Get his ass, boys. Get his ass.
It's like the halftime show. You just clap and nod.
Yeah, you clapping, you nod that
Just
dang head.
Go, Kendrick, go.
You uncultured, unseasoned chicken.
Hey, Kyle, you hear me? He's going, Kyle.
Kyle, you've never said scratch and sniffs.
Well, because I don't buy scratch and sniff. I know the scratch and sniff because you scratch it, you sniff it, and you win.
The losing proposition trophy.
It's just.
Hey,
you
T-Lo,
know, it don't have to make. Hey,
T-Lo, we can go. How about this? We go
Here we go.
We go in them 5 and 5 on that. We put 5 on that, so we got 10 each on that one.
Okay.
But then we go maybe 10 and 10 or 5 and 5.
And that equals 10 each?
No, 5 and 5. It's 10 each eventually. 5 plus 5 on that one.
I got
and
you.
then 5 plus 5 on the Brewers to win the NL Central.
I am only putting in bets for 83.5.
Bro,
I am
what?
not. I am
You
not.
know,
I ain't
Why
running
don't
over
you
to
wanna do
Potawatomi
it
Casino Hotel to be your
What are you
money
talking
runner.
about?
Dang.
And I ain't doing it for 5 and 5 and 5 and 5.
It's 10.
Yeah. I know what 5 plus 5 is, but Tori's the one who's looking for a little more.
if I'm a bet, I'm gonna take a.
That's
bigger
what I'm
risk.
saying. You're gonna do something.
I'm a risk
Don't be
person.
like Kyle.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to get him in on the bet.
The guy wears a jacket like he's got money, but if you reach in his pockets, you only find singles.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's right. I'm always ready for the strip club, T-Lo.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, always ready.
Didn't see that one coming.
Mm-hmm. Charity coming to the stage.
So, Tori, ignore this cheap gentleman who is worried about every penny.
Show me the money.
Wait a minute, Tori. Remember what happened to baby shoes, right? Baby girl shoes.
Right.
This is different, though. That was a game of chance. This is a game of we've given some information to you to make an educated decision. I cannot control where the roulette ball is going to fall when I went to Vegas. This is different.
You should do it.
Hold on.
Something.
I'm not a person that loves to gamble, but when I do gamble,
well, you want to know what it is for 200? You didn't answer.
I'm listening.
Well, you got to say yes or no if you want to hear.
I want to hear.
Man, I'm going for the division, T-Lo.
I want to do the division.
Let's do the division.
All right, you guys can place your own bet.
Wait a minute. We trying to be part of yours, too.
Wait a minute.
No, not for that 5 and 5 is 10.
Okay,
wow.
we'll give you a 10. It'll be for both of us. You just give us the money, and then you go ahead and put 10 on the Brewers to win the division.
What they saying in the chat?
If you put 200 down, you would receive 162. So you put 200 down. If they win 84 plus games, you're getting 362 back.
I think you want plus money.
I know you want plus money, but
maybe you got to do 85.
I am not. My whole thing is I have made this about the Brewers winning over 83.5 games. So if you want to go rogue, you got to go rogue without me.
Man, throw him something. Throw him at least a 10 or 20.
I'm gonna throw him something. You know, I'm always go in with my guy.
You know, I was robbed by the office yesterday, but I'm still gonna throw him something.
You got robbed?
Tory.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Tory Lowe. It's the 4 and 4 hour at 4. Tory,
oh wow,
he's gonna give you his one-sided opinion as to what happened.
Tory, if you happen to have lunch upstairs, right? You had lunch. You had your salad inside your lunch bag, little Target bag. You had your breakfast protein bars closed, unopened inside your bag, and then you also had some nuts, cashews inside a bag. And
pause.
Pause. And you left it out. You left it out on the counter, right? If you left it out on the counter, right? Do you think somebody should go in it and take your food, or do you think they should put it back in the fridge?
You know what? I think they shouldn't take nothing that don't belong to them.
Thank you, Tori.
People shouldn't just take stuff that don't belong to them.
They shouldn't take something that didn't belong to them. But yesterday, Tori, after working hard, right, giving everything I got to Truth Nation, giving everything I got to KBN Nation, I go upstairs after a hard day's of work, getting ready to go home, and I see that my unopened food had been opened up, and they took 7 of my 8 bars. And then my cashews, the cashews that I had,
they took. Your nuts?
They took them.
So can I throw a time
and threw
out
my
here?
salad away, Tori.
Hey, Tori, have you ever been upstairs in the cafe area where this big island table is?
Yes.
That's usually where the the food that people share is put.
it is.
That's where he left his bag.
Hold on, what is it? Zipped up?
It was in a Target bag on the counter.
It wasn't tied up.
With salad inside of it, Tori. If you saw salad inside,
was it on the main counter?
It was on the main counter where people share.
It was left.
And by the way, for Christmas, his baby girl got him a lunchbox in which he said, "I don't want it."
It wouldn't have fit my.
So all this could have been avoided. Yep, very good,
The
Tori.
salad don't
You're
fit in the
following.
lunch bag. The salad don't fit in it. Tori,
Mr. Excuses
Tori,
over
if you
here.
opened up a bag and saw a salad in it, would you say, "Oh, this probably is nobody giving away a damn salad"?
Yeah, I would look at the salad a little different.
Thank you.
But the nuts and the peanuts and stuff like that, it looks like, hey,
it shared
was
food.
in a bag. It was in a bag.
Without a name on it, without a lunchbox. It feels very shareable to me on the shared counter space where we had shared bagels yesterday.
Nobody asked.
Well, I'll say this. If I would have looked in the bag to get what I wanted, I would have saw the salad, and I would have thought maybe this is somebody's.
Maybe some idiot who left their bag out.
If I saw the salad.
Me too, but I still think this is all avoidable if he would have just used his brain.
But if you go back to the original source of the lunchbox,
which was his baby girl trying to help him,
wait,
none
you
of this
playing
would have
Drake?
happened.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I know
Are you
you're
a Drake guy?
fan.
Yeah. Well, he's asking for a hug.
Oh man, this is great. You
Right
found a
after the
clean
Super
version of
Bowl.
this? Oh my gosh, I wanted to play this song so bad. Oh, this is so
This
great.
is Give Me a Hug from Drake.
So he's down bad. He's just asking for everyone to love him.
He ain't down bad. He down in Australia doing sellout
He just need a hug. Right now, the Packer fans right now, we coming back into, willing and dealing and trying to get ready for the
Tori
next
needs
season.
a hug.
And I need a hug. Like Drake.
All right, we'll see what Tori Lowe will provide me in money to place on the Brewers.
He's trying to shake you down, T-Lo.
I see. It's a shakedown.
All right.
But I
it's
want
fine.
high stakes.
It's fine.
I want the high stakes.
Just go play some scratch and sniffs.
Hey,
kill him, Strofe.
I'm a scratch and you sniff.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I think.
Strophe, tell us something really unique we got going on with nobody can get this content anywhere except at Bucks Plus, Behind the Bucks.
Yeah, only at Bucks Plus and Behind the Bucks. It's Dame time on Season 4 of the Behind the Bucks podcast presented by Gallagher. Explore Bucks superstar Damian Lillard's unlikely journey from a 2-star high school prospect, didn't realize that, to a top 75 player in NBA history. The series, which is narrated by senior NBA insider Chris Haynes, reveals exclusive details of Damian Lillard's trade to the Bucks and experience with the team. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, P-L-U-S, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. That's Behind the Bucks, wherever you get your podcasts.
Put this on the poll, Strofe. Kyle Wallace believes in the wide receiver room as is. Do you? I think it's crazy. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
My offer, as we've come up with at KBN, thanks to JD and Fondy, reutilizing Judy, who's still in my garage right now.
Is she a big booty Judy or a little flapjack booty Judy?
She's got a little something to her. I'll say that.
Oh, she got some
Judy the blow-up doll. She got a little something to her.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Westbound 94 tightening up a bit from about 16th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. We also have a crash just past the county line off on the right shoulder being worked on, so just be careful with that. The eastbound side's got a couple of heavy spots from 76th Street to about Hawley Road, and then again coming out of the stadium interchange. Southbound 4394 coming off of the high-rise, or coming out of the Marquette onto the high-rise bridge. You're seeing a little bit of a slowdown there. And then on 41 southbound, your usual suspects of Silver Spring pretty much down past Capitol Drive. And check the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, mainly clear and very cold. A low of 3 below at the lakefront, 8 below inland, with a wind chill of 10 below to 25 below. And then tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy. Flurries are possible later on with a high of 14. Weather is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Green and Gold Championship window is on the clock.
To me, their window is now wide open. From here on out, they have the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl.
The countdown to the NFL draft in Green Bay is on.
Goody has to start figuring out his first-round draft picks. Goody's inability to nail the first-round draft pick is what is keeping this team from being a true Super Bowl contender.
Green and Gold off-season talk right here. 94.5 ESPN and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Your first time driving a stick shift. The car, sporty. Your teacher, nervous. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with Online Activation Zone, so you can easily shift your direct deposits from your old clunker of a bank to Associated Bank in just a few clicks. You've got this with Activation Zone from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Show the world what your business is made of with 3 Tree Marketing.
So at 3 Tree, we're storytellers through merchandise. Every brand we work with has a unique story, and we're there to tell it using merchandise, display, appreciation, and gifting.
President Kevin Van Rossum knows that's important.
There's promo peddlers again, or tchotchke vendors, or whatever cliche people want to use. But we work with our client partners to become an extension of their team. We provide ideas, unique offerings that fit budget, timing, as well as messaging.
Check out why 3 Tree is the partner you need. 3treemarketing.com. You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So it's funny, today at around 1 o'clock, Brad Nortman's out, so it's Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Alex Strofe, and a couple other brain trusts throughout ESPN Milwaukee. We get together and we listen to a past segment. We all decided it wasn't very good. Fair, Strofe?
It was okay. It didn't have the pop.
We didn't have that pop that we need. You know, that pow, pow, pow.
Yeah. We had the knowledge. We was too smart that segment. We needed the
So then Kyle, before this show starts, says, you know what? When I was listening to that segment, I thought of something that I talked about in that segment that I want to talk about today. And I'm like, what? You want to talk about something we just said wasn't very good?
Yeah, I do.
All right, then make it good, Kyle.
So as I was listening back to that segment, we were talking about the wide receiving room and different things like that. And it made me ponder and look at this room is that I think we are a little harsh on the wide receivers. And if we go into this season of 2025 and we don't acquire Devontae Adams, would I be frustrated? Yeah, but also I think maybe we're just too hard on receivers. I actually, when I review and I look at this receiving room, I actually like the receiving room. I do. I like what the Green Bay Packers have at receiver. Now, do I want guys to pop a little bit more? Absolutely. But when I look at it, I think you have a lot of potential in this room in year 3 for Jaden Reed, in year 4 for Romeo Dobbs, and then I'm going to throw a Tay Wicks in there in year 3 as well.
We can't throw the word potential with 3 and 4-year guys. Mark Tauscher, the former Packer, the Hall of Famer in the Green Bay Packers, tells us you are a professional by year 3. We have seen what they have been in year 3.
Well, Romeo Doubs was hurt this past season, and he still has 72 targets, 46 catches for 600 yards.
They haven't a 1,000-yard receiver since Devontae.
But looking
they
at
led the league in drop percentage.
But when you look overall, they have to clean up those things. But when you look overall at this roster and you look at the top 3 receivers and the 4, you might as well add Tucker Kraft in there because he's a receiving threat.
No. You can't just throw Tucker Kraft into the conversation. We're talking about the wide receiver room. We're not talking about the tight end room. We're talking about the wide receiver room.
Tucker plays both.
Sure, but let's
pass catchers.
But you can't move the goalpost in this conversation.
If he caught balls, then that means that's a guy we want. And so overall, what I'm saying is this, Ben. If when I look at this wide receiver room, do we have a guy that's elite number 1? We do not. But when I look at a Jaire Reed who went for almost 900 yards last year and he had up and down games, we get more consistency out of him. He is a guaranteed 1,000-yard receiver. You look like a guy, Romeo Doubs, who even though he played through some injuries, he played through the fact that,
he went AWOL.
Like, you get him to
You're putting your money on you're putting your money on these guys?
This is what Matt LaFleur gets paid to do.
This ragtag group that's dropping passes?
Matt LaFleur gets paid to make sure this ragtag group stops dropping passes.
The ragtag group that Jordan Love's saying they can't get open, they finally broke him, and he said they can't get open. They can't win their one-on-one matchups.
Tay Wick's another guy. I'm just saying, if this team they're more consistent, you see a better product on the football field. So I don't want to count them out. Like, I understand. We would love to have Devontae Adams. I would love to have Devontae Adams. But if I had to prioritize what I want the Green Bay Packers to do, receiver, cornerback, and linebacker, a rush guy, receiver is like in behind me.
What's the stupidest thing you believed in for no reason, Strofe?
I'll run it back with these guys. I mean, it is what it is. I'll run it back because I like it.
All right.
Mr. Jaire Reed, tell me.
I'm about to get there. I don't fully disagree with you.
Woo!
I also like the wide receiver room.
Why?
But
what's the big but?
They need a number 1.
Goody talked about this championship urgency the team needs to have. You're telling me if they don't have a Devontae Adams, you're good running it back with what they had last year?
Running it back this year puts you in a worse spot than you were last year.
Well, because Christian Watson isn't healthy.
That's correct.
But I maybe it's me.
It's you.
I believe
maybe I'm the problem.
I believe that a Malik Heath potentially or a guy
the only Heath that I've liked in my entire life is a Heath Klondike bar.
Or a guy that they're going to draft can help with that. Like, it's going to be hard to replace Christian Watson.
So now we're going to rely on a rookie.
Jaire Reed was a rookie last year. He played very well, did he not? 2023.
Oh yeah, last year.
When I say 2023, we're now in a new season.
Look at the division, man. You need guys.
No, I get it.
They're not guys.
I get it, but Ben, we have to come to the realization is that at the end of the day, yes, the receivers have to get better.
I thought Goody was going to make all these splashes for you. I thought it was going to be a big free agency. I thought he was going to make trades.
They haven't. The Packers have not made a splash at wide receiver ever in my lifetime. I don't remember the last time they signed or traded for a big receiver.
They brought back James Jones.
Oh yes, that's not a splash. That's a puddle.
Hoodie James Jones was elite.
Hoodie James Jones was
elite.
He was absolutely elite.
Okay, yeah.
Sure-handed.
Sure, go ahead.
What year was that? That was like 2015. They brought him back. I think it was. Yeah. I mean, he had a nice season.
But the wide. My whole point of this, right, is the wide receiver room isn't as boo-boo and garbage as you guys make it out to be. Like, it is absolutely not that bad. Can they be better? Yes. But I feel good about a Jaire Reed taking the year 3 jump.
Why?
Because
he literally disappeared off planet Earth the second half of the season. So all of a sudden he's going to make a jump and be consistent for a whole year?
No, I think a lot of that has to do with the coaching, the play calling that the Green Bay Packers had with Matt LaFleur, not making sure that they are in.
He couldn't win one-on-one matchups according to his quarterback.
Move him in motion. Do a lot of different things. Be more creative in order to get that guy open. You have to give him touches because good things happen when he has the ball in his hand.
The field's going to be even more constrained without a Christian Watson.
They're going to figure out. They're going to probably draft a speedster and do something like that. That is a concern. But again, when I look at the pass catchers that they have on this football team, I believe the Green Bay Packers are going to be in a fine space. Again,
fine space. Great. Let's go in with the fine space.
They'll be good. Those receivers,
at being a Packer fan. You want championships, and then in February 18th, you're good running it back with Jaire Reed, Dontavian Wicks, and Romeo Doubs. And then you mentioned Malik Heath, and then a potential random person we don't know who's going to be on the team for the draft.
I won't walk into next year furious that the Green Bay Packers didn't add that receiver. We're not, and this is what I want y'all to understand. It's not.
Don, you're right. On the Carbless Talking text line, Kyle is flip-flopping like a Palermo's pizza right now.
And listen to me. This is the thing. When we're talking about them adding a wide receiver, most of that conversation has been around Devontae Adams, right? Because we said they're not going to get T. Higgins. We have not listed off another receiver they should trade for. We haven't listed off another receiver they should sign. It is legitimately Devontae Adams for bust for people, and more than likely it may end up being a bust, and we should be okay with that.
We shouldn't be okay with that. Because Jordan Love in the offense was not nearly as good as they needed to be in the games where they needed to be.
Again, I would love to,
you live with it.
I like the receiver room, but I think there's room for
have fun
improvement
in
and growth.
2026 because 2025 is going to be very underwhelming for you.
Again, I say I agree with most of what you said.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think it is Devontae or bust from a free agency standpoint. They're not getting T. Higgins. If they signed somebody, I'm just going to throw out a name who I know is a free agent. Chris Godwin.
Ain't happening.
Why not?
He's injured too often, injured. He's old. The Packers aren't going to get him.
He's not that old.
He's 29. They're not going to get him.
Okay. I'm just throwing out a name. It was just for the sake of the conversation.
He's 28.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I had to fact check you.
When did
You're
he turn
just staying
29?
on
You want to fact check? When did he turn 29?
after the season, after the Super Bowl.
You a damn lie. He just turned 29.
February 28th. He hasn't even turned. Oh, crap. Damn!
Shut your behind up. Fact check. Go ahead, fact. That boy, happy early birthday to a person that won't be a Green Bay Packer and Chris Godwin. But no, that's what I'm saying is that I would love a Devontae Adams, but more than likely the Green Bay Packers are going to draft a guy. If they don't get Devontae, it'd be great. They're going to draft a guy, and we're going to run it back. And we can be a little disappointed because we did not improve that room to get a solidified number one. But we do have the guys that can compete. I want them to get better. They need to get better. It is on the coaching staff to make sure that these players get better next year.
We've reached peak offseason right now.
No,
Kyle. We've reached peak that the room is good enough. If everything doesn't go our way, that it'll be fine if it doesn't go our way.
I like
Basically,
him, I don't love it.
If Devontae is not a Packer, then everything's going to be okay. I've convinced myself.
Yeah.
I now have set my expectations to, if we don't get Devontae, the room's okay. The room's okay. But yet we're having a conversation of how much we need Devontae because we know we need Devontae because the room isn't good enough.
So the sense of urgency that he talked about this offseason, I'm talking about Goody saying everybody needs to have a sense of urgency. If he does not have a sense of urgency of getting a solidified, already notable number one wide receiver, will you go into the season and say he failed the offseason? But he goes and he gets a corner, he gets a rush guy.
I think he failed the offense.
I mean, this is a pretty darn good offense last season with Jordan Love being hurt.
How good was that offense against the Eagles? How good was that offense when they needed to win games against teams that were better than them?
At the end of the year, when stale, they were in a rut. They played their worst football at the worst time of the season. That is undeniable. But we cannot ignore what they did throughout the whole season. It is.
Damn, I can't believe you got me on that fact check.
Yeah, I mean, you tried to fact check me, boy. I know my facts.
I should have lied too. I should have said he just turned 28.
No, you tried to be slick. He doesn't turn 29 until after next season, February 28th. That's when you messed up. You talk too much.
February 27th. Dang. Off by 9 days. Brian and Lake Mills, you're up on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on the Carbless Talking text line.
What up, Brian?
Hey, if the Packers just wait to just only draft a receiver first or second round, it'll be a colossal failure for the season because you have Watson hurt, and he's going to miss 2/3 of the season. So if they don't go and get a decent free agent, you're going to have basically your rookie receiver is your number one guy. Well, I shouldn't say number one. I mean, he's right up there with Reed with what you need the potential, and then you don't know what you're getting out of Dobbs that often. And how often is Reed going to be in the cards for each week? You know what sucks for Romeo Dobbs? Thanks, Brian. But you know what sucks for Romeo Dobbs?
He's talented, but
he had one season where we found out that there's he's a little different, right? That's what we found out during the season, and all of a sudden we're writing him off. From what I recall, Romeo Dobbs was a great piece for this team in 2023.
Yeah, he kind of became, at least in that first season, Love's security blanket, right? Like he was his go-to guy. But I don't know that Dobbs has shown us the growth that you really need in a bona fide top dog.
Hard to be a security blanket when you don't show up for practice.
And the other part is, obviously, he's dealing with these concussions, and that is a worry, right? Is he, and I'm just speculating, by no means am I a doctor, is he one concussion away from being done?
And that's a concern. Devontae Adams at that point, he's not Devontae. But I think if Dobb plays 17 games this year, he goes for 800, maybe 900 yards, probably has a couple more touchdown passes, right? He probably ends up having maybe 50 to 60 catches. Like he has higher numbers, but he missed 4 of those games, and that's important. And then he got hurt. And he got hurt. What quarter did he get hurt in?
You can
First
make excuses for
I'm
your
not making
Packers
excuses.
in every which
I
way.
just think it's interesting that all of a sudden we go into last season high on Dobbs. He has 2 concussions this season. He goes AWOL.
The
and all
wide
of a sudden
receiver room,
we
all
act
of
like
them
Dobbs is just
struggle.
garbage now.
Who was good last year for the Packers at wide receiver?
Consistency was the problem. Not being
That is
good.
the name of the game in the NFL.
Consistency
You
and
need
good are 2 different
consistency.
things. Quay Walker has talent, but he isn't consistent, right?
Exactly
That's
why
what-
we are worried about
That's what it
him.
comes
Exactly
down to.
why we're worried about the
And
wide
so
receivers.
it is on the players and it's on the coaches to get the most out of this football team. And so this is a big year because you're going to find out who Jaden Reed is. You're going to find out if Romeo Dobbs is healthy, what he can be, and whether or not
We
you're going to bring him
said
back.
all of these things last year about these guys. It's a big year. Who's going to be the number 1 wide receiver? We don't know who the number 1 wide receiver is. And now we're heading into next year. I know you thought that early in the season because he was a stud, but then he disappeared. Vanished.
I blame that on Matt LaFleur.
All right. Matt LaFleur's the problem.
There's plenty of blame to go around.
I blame it on Matt LaFleur.
All of Jaden Reed's disappearances are on Matt LaFleur.
Yep. As a coach, you got to make sure you feed the beast. You got to give him the ball. You got to find a way to get him the ball. I think there's probably been times he probably said, I didn't get him involved in the game.
Just like he did with Aaron Jones all those years.
Yeah, for real. And I think there was a game where he only had 1 target or something like that. It just doesn't happen if this guy's supposed to be your best wide receiver. You create something that's an easy catch. Football's a hard game. But
A.J. Brown had 1 catch against the Packers. He ended up having some bigger games in the playoffs. He's getting paid $100 million plus.
At the end of the day, that game went a different flow. But what I'm saying is, as a great head coach, it is easy to just create something really easy to dump it off to Jaden Reed to get him in the rhythm. It's easy to do that. And Matt LaFleur just didn't emphasize that. So I put it on Matt LaFleur.
He talked about it. He literally said, I need to get Jaden the ball more. And they didn't. Maybe it's a Jaden problem and not a Matt LaFleur problem.
Wow, now you're a Matt LaFleur fan, huh?
No,
it's just
I'm
he's
just
a
saying,
convenient Matt LaFleur
I'm just saying, I'm conveniently talking about how inconsistent these wide receivers were, and I'd be foolish to sit here and say I believe in a room that we're all actively cheering to get a number 1 wide receiver because we know the room's not good enough.
It's just not my highest priority. I think they're just going to draft somebody. It's just not my high. I would love Devontae Adams, but we don't get Devontae Adams. Well, I'll be disappointed a little bit, but I would rather throw a fit on not upgrading the rush in position or a corner position than a wide receiver.
If Brad were here, I know he'd be on my side. And if Brad were here, he'd be telling us how we could wash off the stench of Kyle's bad take today.
Oh, wow.
The only place to go if you want your car to look beautiful, especially in the midst of all this snow and cold weather, is Tsunami Express Car Wash. And good news, there's a new location opening up in Oak Creek, 6900 South 27th Street, right next to Menards, and they are experiencing their grand opening February 12th to the 23rd. Free washes during the grand opening and $5 for your first month of unlimited washes. 100% of the grand opening proceeds go to Special Spaces Wisconsin, a nonprofit that creates dream bedrooms for children battling cancer. So not only do you get a beautiful car, you get to support a great cause, all with Tsunami Express Car Wash, which includes their 6 convenient locations all across the Milwaukee area. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
All right. I've never felt more confident about a Ben's Best Bet. You heard me, Strofe? I've never felt more confident about a Ben's Best Bet.
Oh, boy.
That's next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
And I'm sure he'll offer this opportunity again.
Absolutely
What are you going to sell? What are you going to say to Ben Brust?
I'm saying you don't get your hand on my goddamn face. No, it's a no. I can say it in different languages. No, no, no.
Niche or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Nine. That's a firm way to say no.
Nine. Next time we say 9.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Westbound 94 backing up from 16th Street all the way through to Hawley Road. Back on the brakes coming out of the Zoo interchange into Waukesha County. There is a crash just inside Waukesha County off on the right shoulder. So it's something to keep in mind. On the eastbound side, we've got backups from Hawley Road all the way to 35th Street. Southbound 4394, watch for delays coming out of the Marquette all the way down to the KK River crossing. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Mainly clear, very cold. A low of 3 below at the lake, 8 below inland, with a wind chill of 10 below to 25 below. Then tomorrow, partly to mostly cloudy, flurries, possibly later on with a high of 14. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga, 94.5 ESPN.
Look what I found.
What is it?
It's a list of the traditional and modern anniversary gifts for each year of marriage.
Sarah and I use a different list. But go ahead and tell us about yours.
The traditional gift for your first anniversary is paper, but the modern gift is a clock.
Well, our list says the first anniversary is always diamond jewelry.
What's your list called?
The People's Choice.
The traditional gift for your 6th anniversary is iron, but the modern gift is wood.
What a coincidence. For the 6th anniversary, our list says diamonds again. What do you have for the 10th anniversary, Rick?
Traditional is aluminum, modern is diamond jewelry.
Well, there you go. Our lists agree. What have you got for the 7th anniversary?
Copper and a desk set.
Nope. Diamonds again.
I'm beginning to see the wisdom of the People's Choice list.
It's good to have you on board.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Did you make up that People's Choice list, or is it real?
Well, we're people, aren't we?
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
The new year is here, and we all know it's the perfect time to hit the reset button. Let's be real, guys. Feeling confident in how you look and feel isn't just for women. That's where Quintessa Aesthetic Center comes in. From now through March 31st, Quintessa is offering exclusive packages to help you start 2025 as a more confident you. Whether it's weight loss plans or even IV therapy, Quintessa has personalized options backed by medical experts to help you look and feel your absolute best. Visit myquintessa.com to learn more. Make 2025 the year you feel confident inside and out.
The wait is over. Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Heard from Alex Strofe that he's gonna fade me.
I don't know what the bet is yet. That's not true. I just, if a bettor is that confident, that's usually a recipe for disaster.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, it usually is. He ain't wrong about that. Let's get to Ben's best bet here.
It's time for Ben Brust's Best Bets. Sponsored by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. There's a table waiting for you at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. 12 bars and restaurants, a winning seat at 40 table games or 3,000 slot machines, and full-service sports betting. Explore more at paysbig.com.
A lot of great stuff going on in the college basketball world. This is not a Purdue team that is good as people think. They are, I would say, above average, not great.
Well, that means you're taking a dump on Wisconsin.
I understand that.
Wow.
I mean, it's like a mini dump. It's not like a full dump. It's still a hard place to win. They've won their
They won their five. Team you just beat
baby
isn't
dump
as
or
good
what?
as you
5
think.
times they've ever won at West Lafayette. I was part of 2 of them. Cool. The Michigan State Spartans lost the last time they were at the Breslin Center. That doesn't happen. They don't lose to Indiana at home, the team that fired their coach. They go on the road, and Illinois is scoreless the last 6 minutes of the game. Michigan State went on the road and did that to Illinois. They are at home against Purdue, -3.5. Purdue has now played 2 quality opponents in a row. They've lost to Michigan, and they've lost to Wisconsin. They are going on the road against Michigan State, who is more athletic, more skilled. They're literally better at every position, and Purdue doesn't have the outlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have a 7-foot big man that helps you travel places.
7 foot plus.
7'8", 9'4".
To match up with a great guard, too, and some shooters.
Michigan State has size, athleticism, length, quickness, and Breslin were they coming off a loss against Indiana. I could not like them at Breslin any more than I like them tonight, -3.5 against Purdue. Purdue's a fraud. They're going to lose their 3rd game in a row, and it's going to come at the Breslin Center tonight.
How much would 20 win me?
I mean, it's -110. The spreads are always -110.
Oh, that's news to me.
Yeah, like when the Packers are -6. I mean, it fluctuates on Pato, but for the majority of sports betting, like just from
100
a natural
110. Okay.
Yeah, so you bet
110
110 to get 100.
I feel good about that.
Yeah, I'm riding big at Potawatomi Sportsbook with Michigan State against Purdue.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to roll that into that Brewers over 83.5 that I got tomorrow at the weekly wager.
I like that one. I like this one.
They're not losing twice at Breslin. I don't care who it is, and I think Purdue's kind of fraudulent. They've lost their last 2, and that is not a place where you go.
You think they're losing 3 in a row?
It is tough. Breslin's not when you're struggling. You don't go to Breslin to find your way.
No, it's tough.
You get spanked.
No,
go ahead, do it. Try it.
No,
bait me. Try it.
Hey, if you go, make it for me. I'll give you 10 to go put it on Michigan State. I only win 8 though.
No, you'd win 9.
Oh, make up from a
$9.10.
What's the point spread?
-3.5.
I think I win by 4. I'm learning.
Good job.
He's learning. Very good. That's it. Ben Brust, best bet. Michigan State -3.5 against the Purdue team. You don't go to Breslin.
You were salivating over this one.
When I woke up this morning, I was like, you don't go to Breslin to try and figure out what your team's made of. You just get spanked again, and then you go home and try and figure out. They had a very weak schedule to start the season. Then they got to go on the road to Indiana, which they should win. It's just a rivalry game. They play UCLA, who's playing their best basketball, and then they'll close out with a couple of wins. But as you can see, Michigan, Wisconsin, Michigan State, that is a gauntlet. You don't go through a gauntlet and then at Breslin be like, ooh, we're going to figure out how to be good again. Don't work like that. Trust me, I've been there.
Cool.
Very good. Potawatomi Casino Hotel is exactly where you need to go to follow Ben's best bet, which is 5-3 on the year, Strophy.
5-2, I thought.
Well, I did throw the late Indiana UCLA
that doesn't
game.
count. That doesn't count.
Little technicality here. We can say it. I forgot that I couldn't bet Milwaukee at Pato. They did cover. They won by 8 when they were -6. If you guys are the official record keepers, I'm willing to put it on my record, but that was not what I wanted to be my best bet. But I did say it was my best bet.
Let's keep it 5-2.
All right. This is something I actually, as you know, believe in.
It keeps me 7-0 then, huh?
It does keep Kyle 7-0 by default.
Actually, Kyle.
We're 8-0.
Kyle, you're 9-0.
Oh, why am I 9-0?
Because you're always right.
5-2 would be 7-0.
Right, but
where does the 9
we're counting
come from?
the other ones for Kyle because he got them right.
Okay. I'm still confused.
I'm lost too.
Are you confused?
I am, but we'll be 8-0.
Just tell us about Pato, please.
2,000 square foot video wall, tons of kiosks for you to use your rewards card. It's amazing. The food's amazing. Can't wait to be there because when I go for the weekly wager, as I mentioned, they have kiosks where I can stick my rewards card in. Boop! Make some points on the little bets that I'm going to make here. Michigan State tonight. Brewers over 83.5 tomorrow. Pato keeps it coming. And right now, things are okay. And we're going to hit back on the right track. And I got to collect some big game bets, too. I have that in my backpack. Nobody touched my backpack.
Cool.
We'll be back with Big Daddy Professor John Anderson. Big Daddy J.A., Professor John Anderson at Mizzou. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Thing has ever happened to you from a breakup?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no.
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it, so I had to ask.
I ain't gonna put my old shorties on blast, but
why not? They're old shorties.
I've had some
old shorties.
My parents listen to this show. I don't want my parents to know the craziness that I've dealt with that they son been a part of.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. What happens when you mix a 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year with a Packers Hall of Famer?
I'm not going to get into the Kringle turnover game, so that's what it needs to be. I think his legs. Yeah.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Like the pastry. Are you guys being serious? You guys can't put two and
I got it. I did not get it.
They don't call themselves Racine Danish turnover.
Sorry. Sometimes I wonder about you two, man.
Catch him from 9 to noon right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Is there a quarterback in the NFL that has more pressure right now than Joe Burrow would if they get all of these three things done?
I personally think Lamar will always have more pressure than Joe Burrow just because of the individual accolades. And now the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs have shown their vulnerabilities against a team like the Eagles, we are still going to constantly say, when is it going to be Lamar's turn? But I do think that just the way that we criticized Aaron Rodgers when he got everything he wanted from the Jets and then the results were not there, Joe Burrow will have to wear this if he gets everything he wants and the results are not there.
Lamar Jackson is always going to take more of the hits than Joe Burrow just because Joe Burrow once upon a time beat Patrick Mahomes on his way to losing in the Super Bowl. That shouldn't be the case because Lamar Jackson is unquestionably the best quarterback in that division, and Lamar Jackson versus Joe Burrow head-to-head, guess what? That's not a rivalry.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. It's no wonder that ZipRecruiter is the place for skilled skydiving instructors, accomplished airbrush artists, and proficient pediatricians. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter to hire, you're missing out. ZipRecruiter is the place that's so confident it can make your hiring easier that it lets you try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. So if you want the right candidates for all your roles, ZipRecruiter is the place to go. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
It's time for the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust. Get your Golden Eagles essentials by opening Marquette checking from Wintrust today.
The 18th-ranked Golden Eagles snapped their 3-game losing skid with a 68-50 win over DePaul at Fiserv Forum to sweep the season series with the Blue Demons. Senior guard Cam Jones finished with a game-high 19 points to move into third place on the MU all-time scoring record book past Lazar Hayward.
Marquette with the basketball. Cam Jones, open three. Pure.
There you go.
Sweet. That's the Cam Jones everybody knows, and Marquette back to their biggest lead.
Fellow senior guard Stevie Mitchell then had 17 points and 7 rebounds as they were the only 2 Golden Eagles to hit double figures on the night. Marquette improves to 19-6 overall and 10-4 in Big East play. They're back in action next Tuesday night when they host Seton Hall.
This has been the Marquette Minute on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, and the official bank of Marquette University. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Listen, KBN Nation, we know we are in February and love is in the air, but if you are not in love with the way your home feels this winter, Universal Windows Direct has the perfect solution for you with their Love Your Windows sale event. If you're feeling the chills from your drafty windows, especially right now with how cold it was, I'm telling y'all, you don't have to feel that anymore. I talked to baby girl, I said, baby girl, how was working in your office today? She said, oh, so wonderful because of our new windows from Universal Windows Direct, making sure it stays It's nice, warm, and cozy inside. My heat is not working overtime. It is in a great position. If you want to be like me, contact them today at universalwindowsdirect.com or calling them today for a free in-home estimate at 414-410-2000. And always remember, they have great deals. Buy two, get two. Buy four, get four. 3 years of interest-free financing. You can do it all with Universal Windows Direct. So visit them today at universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is Professor Big Daddy J.A. John Anderson. Welcome into the show.
5 weeks in, still waiting for one student to call me that. So far, they haven't, and I feel really good about it.
You're not really tenured yet. I would hold off a few years before we allow that.
No, but I have great windows in my office, so I feel good about that.
That is good.
I would be concerned if a student, when I was, I also was a teacher as well.
No, don't you put yourself in the same sentence and vein as John.
Central Michigan University, I taught multiple classes there at Central Michigan University, and I'm glad nobody called me Big Daddy K-Wall because I was pretty attractive back in the day.
Yeah, this is. I don't know that this has anything to do with anything other than just my sheer aura and magnetic personality. Is why they call me.
Big Daddy J.A.
Oh, Lord. What have I started?
Speaking of J.A.'s, Jaire Alexander. His tenure is coming to an end as a Green Bay Packer. What the hell, man, is essentially where I'm at. Because reading Rob Domofsky's article about multiple sources within the team saying the frustration of him not playing through injury and obviously being injured, but it's the not playing through injury thing. Like he'd been full participant, then he'd drop out. Like, obviously it's a year too late. Do you look at this Jaire Alexander tenure and be like, this was a success?
No, I think I look at it more of like what could have been. Like it was there and he was really good and you thought this was going to be a thing. And then it turned out to just kind of fizzle away.
Sounds like a date that we've all been on.
Yeah. Because there were some fits and starts. You're like, oh, there he is. Like the man, as good as he was, the man had his first pick six ever this year. You're like, Here we go. This is it. We're back. We're strong. And now we're on the sideline. And we're still on the sidelines. And now we're back practicing, but we're on the sidelines. And listen, I have never played something that hard. And I always make jokes that I once, when I was in the Cardinal locker room, saw Eric Hill, their great middle linebacker at the time, who was just the old school run-stuffing guy. And he was on crutches, a walking boot, and had a neck brace, and he was literally listed as probable. And you're like, okay, if that's what probable looks like on Tuesday, so I can't even, they do stuff and play with stuff that would keep those of us regular people out of the office for 2 months. So it's hard to question that. But when the team sort of seems to be frustrated and has, then I'm willing to go along. And I just don't think.
I waited until I saw that. Like the multiple sources are frustrated. That's where I was kind of like, this sucks. This whole thing ended up sucking when it had so much potential.
Yep. And at some point, I forget who the first was the first person to say it, and I'm now the 100th. But at some point, the best ability is the availability, and since you don't have availability,
101 on the show today.
Hard. Yeah, it's like if you can't be there, well, then that's what you can do, right? Because by the end of the season, even then, we talked about it ad nauseum for a couple of weeks, and then finally we're just like, well, okay, we're talking about nothing, right? I would say we're talking about snow in Missouri, but no, that's actually happened. But you're talking about things that just you're wasting time on a guy who is not going to be there, and so at some point, whether you got to take a little cap hit. I think they get a chance to get out of this pretty cheap, which is really the good part. You just got to part ways with a good player. Somebody will pick him up, and who knows? He turns into, maybe the everyday player, but good for them for finding the key to unlocking that the Packers haven't been able to the last couple of years.
So, John, you're like an all things Wisconsin guy, right?
I think so, yeah.
But when it comes to an alma mater, like some people grow up loving like the Badgers and they still go to a school and then like love the Badgers more.
Yeah.
Are you one of those guys or are you Mizzou all the way?
No, do you want to see? I have a Barry Alvarez signed helmet in my office. The Badger hockey team is still my favorite hockey team ever. Maybe with the outside of the 1980 Olympic hockey team, I follow them. So no, I still have You could never get all the Badger out of me. There's just no way. The first football game I saw was the Badgers beating Iowa at Kinnick Stadium in 1974 when Billy Merrick ran all over them. Like, I got way too much of that in me. Dude, I sat through Don Morton, okay? I've earned some – don't question my stripes.
Wait, were the Badgers
I'm not
good?
questioning. I just wanted to know.
No,
Jeez,
I didn't realize
man.
Badgers could win games in the 70s.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, when they went to the Rose Bowl, I was thrilled. I was working in Oklahoma at the time, in Tulsa, and I remember staying up in the middle of the night, right, because they played Michigan State and Japan to watch them clinch that. So, yeah, oddly enough, if you cut me, I bleed red.
Badger basketball versus Missouri basketball in a national title. Obviously hypothetical. Won't happen. Who you got? Who would you want?
Then I would probably go with the Tigers because Wisconsin's been to some Final Fours and Missouri never has. Okay. Well, if that's the case, remember when Michael Finley had a good game and the Tigers still trounced him. So if you want to fight like that, if you want to get knives out, I'm ready. I'm trying to be nice.
You were until you weren't. I wanted to see when it was going to be a weren't, and I got there.
All right. Listen, if Andy Kowski was still playing, then I'd be with the Badgers. How about that?
I don't know who Andy Kowski is.
You, Jason Wilde, Evan Cohen, all you